Now.
Ooh.
Now the microphones are working. You know, this isn't our first rodeo. We've done this before,
We're
but
just bad at rodeos.
we're like the rodeo clowns, right? Like, we show up and we're really hilarious, but that's not the main reason that people showed up or something. I lost my analogy. I don't know where I was going with that.
It's okay. You were doing a great job.
We're funny until we're not.
All right. Welcome to another wonderful session with this group of amazing individuals. We are the Initiative Syndicate, and we play Dungeons and Dragons. And we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We will give a quick recap over last week's session, but first we're going to reintroduce all of the characters in the game, and then we'll do that. So for the people who may have missed it last week, although if you did, shame on you. You should have watched it because it was good.
It was good.
Shame.
good.
Start clockwise.
Shame.
Always hard.
Well, then move your chair.
Yeah, I already did one.
Move it again.
So I am Elvin. I am a changeling, currently in changeling form.
Yep.
So natural state.
Natural.
Level 3. Not very dinged up, so maybe that might change throughout the session.
Hi, my name's Bill. I play Rocky Bartholomew Brindlehyde. I'm a 6.5 foot tall Minotaur Paladin with Oath of Redemption. He's brindle, got some gray patches because he old, and he's a badass.
He's a badass.
That's the rest of my time. Understatement?
When we get the shirts, that's got to be one of your shirts.
He's a badass.
He's a badass.
Dot, dot, dot. Badass. Dot, dot, dot.
We'll work
It's got to
on
be
it.
3 times.
I'm Em. I'm playing Pigwin. Good notes. I am a level 3 druid fairy, circle of spores, slimy motherfucker. I acquiesce.
I'm Jesse. I play Skriznut, the Bard, level 3, and also conductor of the Gravy Train.
Choo-choo!
You may go now.
I already regret. I already regret the name.
Give him an inch. Take the gravy train on forever.
I should have vetoed this.
Oh my gosh. I'm Rob. I'm playing our level 3 enchantment wizard, a dark elf. That's all I have to say.
What's his name?
Lizica, that's right. My name is Lizica.
What about
As
your
far
fox?
as we know.
Oh, and I have a red fox named Benjamin as a familiar.
Okay. Anything else?
Goblin.
Okay.
I have a lot of secrets. That's about it.
That's true. You do. You do have a lot of secrets. So last session, the gravy train,
Yay.
before they were called that, they figured out what was going on with the old Orzhov church that was run by, or that was owned and purchased by a family within the Orzhov syndicate known as the Bellheims. This church had a particularly interesting backstory as far as Elvin is concerned, because this is where Elvin became the Elvin that we know today. We found out, and did you reveal it to the group that you were killed here?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Yes.
I know we revealed it to the audience.
Yes, I was killed.
So you were killed there, you were brought back to life, and that's why you are who you are now. And you made a pact with a celestial, seeking vengeance and revenge. But you put the spirit to ease. The daughter of the Bellheims was also killed in this church, having something to do with you being dead. You guys have not found enough about that yet, but you will. After the ghostly adventure in the church, the gravy train decided to go rest, have some drinks, get to know each other a little bit better, and then there were more secrets. Even more secrets were revealed. But with every question that was answered, there were more questions posed. We got to meet Dutch, the person who brought Elvin into the Orzhov Syndicate. And we got to meet a new gentleman named Xerxes Runner, who seems to have some ties to Lizica's past. While you guys did try to interrogate him, he did not give you very good answers, not very clear answers. He mentioned the New World Order, things having to do with Rocky's father, and illusions, or I should say, straight out allegations about Skriznet's father, and how all of this is connected in some way, stemming clear back from your first adventure in Krinko's lair. So that's where we pick up, in the bar of the Silver Spire in Precinct 2.
Action.
Are we still at the bar sitting drinking?
Yep.
Because I think I remember Skriz was getting pretty wasted.
Yep. And did Bro Beans leave, or is he still with us?
He left.
Yeah, he's
He left.
he
Okay.
doesn't like to stick around very long.
I'm gone. I'm
You-
not there either.
Oh, you're still up with Dutch.
I pretty much went to Dutch, then went to bed.
Okay. Yeah, I think Rocky wasn't really trying to drink a lot. He probably only really had one. And then he was pretty spent. Yep, pretty spent.
Yeah, I am too. So
Well, I think I'm going to go and call it a night. It's been a hell of a day and figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. And take this information about corruption, sleep on it, see what we do tomorrow.
agreed.
Well, Skriz, what are you doing?
And I
Okay.
Warlocks out.
Well, Pig will take like several napkins from the bar and just come cover you up with them. It looks like everybody's going to bed for the night.
great, I'm gonna get robbed at the
So maybe I'll try to like, hey bud, you gonna stay down here? Or you coming?
guess I should do what a constitution, just see if I wake up or
Yeah, do a Constitution check.
got an 8.
You're pretty passed out.
Okay.
Well, I can carry him upstairs into bed or into a corner or something.
I'll help
Into
him
a
grab him
corner.
by his little ears.
Into
while
another
you
water
pick him up,
barrel.
and I'll fly above him and
You guys got a great
keep his little ears up.
big enough for a goblin.
I appreciate the assist there. He was pretty heavy.
You know, nobody thinks I'm that strong, but it's like kind of like a ratio to size thing. You know, it's like an ant.
Yeah, I've read in the tabloids
Oh.
of Stone about these ants and how they can lift more than their body weight and
I know.
all that. That's crazy.
Yeah, all the bugs. I'm like all the bugs.
Can you like give a flex?
Oh,
Let's see the guns.
wait for it. And then Pig goes into about a 3-minute
Turns into a
routine.
bear.
Eats you.
That's a flex.
Yeah, so I guess we were taking Skriz upstairs for the evening.
How many rooms do we get?
I thought you guys got 2.
Do we get 2?
Might have been
Okay.
3.
I think it was 3. I don't really
Might have
remember.
I think our more sketchier friends wanted their
I
own
feel like it
room.
was 3.
I think it was 3.
That sounds
yeah.
about right.
Yeah, because you're real weird, and you don't want anybody to be your friend. And then he's kind of the same way, so I don't know why you guys aren't best friends.
I
by
feel
now.
like
That is true.
Rocky would be like, open the door and be like,
I like to read my books.
there's a goblin.
I guess I'll take him to my room since that's where I'm going. Is there a closet within the room?
Or an armoire.
Yes.
Yes. I will open the closet and just kind of chuck him. Like, not like throw him hard, but just kind of like, whoop, there he goes. I assume there's like extra blankets on the floor and stuff, so it's not like it's concrete. Just kind of.
In the closet,
Yeah.
there's some linens in the top part of the, like on the upper shelf of the closet, not on the lower shelf.
So I'll like brush the linens off the shelf so they're on the floor of the closet, and then
That's
kind
sleep
of
he'll get in like months.
chuck him in the closet.
Probably be mad because he's gonna be so comfortable.
That's what I'm hoping. Is there a lock on the closet?
No.
Okay.
That wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to say no.
Is there a chair in the room?
What are you afraid of? I'll teabag you
Yes,
in the middle.
there is a chair and a small little table.
I would like to. No, I wouldn't do that. Rocky wouldn't do that. I would do that.
I would like to ask, is the closet soundproof?
No,
Because Skriznet has night terrors.
it's not soundproof.
Oh, great. Well, I'm off to bed then.
With that,
I think. Is there a lantern in any of the rooms?
Yeah, there's a couple candles.
Okay, perfect. I think I'm just going to set up shop in whatever is holding the candles. So if it's a lantern, I'm just going in there. I'll shut the door behind me. It'll be my own little space. If there's not, I will just arrange candles near me for some ambiance for my evening. Because I'll have to pop out. And
Yeah,
then
we'll say
come
there's
back.
a bullseye lantern in there. So
Okay. Yeah, that's so I'm building a small nest.
I like it.
Cool. In our room? My room?
Yeah, it's cozy in here.
Well, good night to you. Are you sure you're fine sleeping around the fire like that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll sleep eventually. I got some stuff that I got to do real quick. So afterwards, then, this will be perfect.
All right. Well, I like it. Now, something you may not know about the Minotaur folk.
Okay.
We make kind of a weird sound when we sleep. It's
Oh.
real loud.
Ooh.
So it kind of sounds like, if you take a boulder and you roll
okay.
it through like
Yeah, obviously.
down a hill into like a house.
I
Yeah.
do that daily.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. when I
Ooh, what a specific
breathe.
sound.
Yeah, it's something about the snout, and then I got punched in the snout once, and it's a little crooked in there.
Poor thing.
Yeah. So, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Just breathing.
Okay, so I will hear the sounds of terror and death all night and
Yeah.
just move on and accept it. Got it.
That's just like part of life.
Part of life. Love it.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
I feel like midway through the night you hear, "Where the hell am I? Oh God, they transported me!" And just start like shaking the room, like just like terrors, like fighting the blankets, like I'm like it's stuck in one of the contraptions that his dad made. Like, and start punching the wall and just kicking around until I fall asleep from just being tired.
So you're in your own room.
Is this the bathroom in the corner?
You're in your own room.
It's not my
Do
house.
you do anything special while you guys are in your separate rooms?
I was gonna say no. I mean, I was asleep before they.
So you
probably
just
was.
went to bed.
I was pretty beat up
And you
from
just
the
went to bed,
being
too.
possessed.
Now, you said you had some things to do before you went to sleep. Are these things that are secret things? You don't have to tell people things if you don't want to.
It's not the most secret thing, but as a fairy, we all kind of have jobs, and my jobs have to do with dreams. So I just am a little busy sometimes. But I do think that regardless of whatever else happens in the night, when Skriz wakes up screaming, Pig flew over to the door and listened to what he was saying right away just to hear what he was talking about in his dreams. And while his dreams sounded terrifying, it doesn't quite sound like the same things that she's used to. So she kind of sighs a little bit. I don't think this one's on her.
Okay. If there's nothing else, you all get a long rest.
Yay.
So does that fix the affliction from the ghost that knocked down my constitution?
Same thing with strength. My strength being at 9.
No, you just permanently have 9 strength.
Shouldn't
have skipped
leg day.
Weak Minotaur.
You have to spend 3 years to get it back.
What? I made it challenging.
And it was.
I'm just waiting for the ghost that
You're
makes
always
me
like,
dumber.
oh, your encounters are way too easy.
I don't think anyone ever says that. You just think that.
I feel
I was like,
feel
raise your hand
sometimes
if
you
you've
go through
died
and
at the
beat stuff
table
up.
so
It
far.
makes me feel bad.
I feel like that's Danny that does that. He's like, this was easy. Pfft, shoot.
He's usually half asleep for most of them. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't remember the challenging parts.
All right, so you get your long rest, recover your spell slots, your maximum HP, all that good stuff, and we are going to go to the next day. I'm assuming at some point you will all congregate down in the lower level.
Yeah, probably wake up early, like usual. Go down, check on the breakfast situation.
Okay.
You know we do love a breakfast.
The
Never skip
centaur
it.
that was working the night before doesn't seem to be there this morning.
Who would be manning the bar?
It sort of seems self-servy, which is
Okay.
odd. But there's some money on the counter, and it says, "Please leave correct change." There's a little sign.
Okay, how much is it?
There's a little, like almost like a blackboard chalk thing that has the prices of just the stuff that. There's a couple barrels of ale with taps already in them, and there's just some bread and stuff on the countertop.
Okay.
Nothing super fancy.
Probably check however much coin for a few pieces of bread.
It says on the little menu thing it's 3 copper. So
Okay, I do that and I start eating. No beer for me.
okay.
Not
Too
this
early.
morning.
Yep, and then I'll wait for everyone else to get up.
Yeah, I'll probably be down here around the same time since I don't really sleep that long. Or I don't sleep at all.
By the time that you come down, it looks like someone is coming for the morning shift. It's a human female. She's probably in her early 60s. She looks like she's been doing this a long time. She kind of comes in and wipes the sleep out of her eyes, and she's like, "Oh, customers already. Hold on, just give me a second."
Don't think of us customers. We stayed the night here, so we were last night's customers.
Oh,
We stayed upstairs.
do you want anything or?
Sign was real helpful. I got my bread. Do your thing.
We found that if people see money on the counter, they think they're being watched, so they're usually pretty honest.
That's clever. I didn't think I was being watched, for the record. Just paying my dues.
What an upstanding citizen you always are, my friend. And Pigman flies down the stairs. And it only mostly sarcasm comes out.
Oh, did I keep you up last night?
Oh, no, it was almost like music to my ears. I mean, there were a couple sounds that it was less like the boulder rolling down the hill into a house and more like, when two big animals just run at each other, but then one of them gets stuck in a tree halfway through and he's like, help. And then the other guy comes and he's trying to pull him out of the tree, and then they're both yelling, and then it kind of sounded like that for a little while.
So they were fighting, but then he was helping him out of the tree.
Well, they were fighting, then he got stuck in the tree, then they were helping him out of the tree. All of those sounds together. It was about a 45-minute stint.
Huh.
A lot of action.
Well, as long as you were entertained.
It was great. It's like a one-man show.
Well, they got breads and beers up there.
That's phenomenal. So we see the bartender, who's, I would guess, talking to us now. Is there anybody else in here?
There's no other patrons and there's no other employees.
Pretty early.
So how's the morning around here? Is it usually slow?
It's usually pretty quiet, yeah.
I see. So what do you do when you're slow?
Well, we prep for the later shifts and wash potatoes and peel potatoes and
A lot of potato-related activities. I love this.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the breakfast doesn't really start for another hour or so.
Gotcha.
But we wash enough potatoes for the whole day.
Yeah, well, you got to take care of the potatoes.
Then I start the soup,
Oh, what kind of soup?
vegetable soup. It's a house favorite.
Wow. Wonderful.
So, and we leave that pretty much on low all day.
Wow, that's nice. Is there anybody else staying here right now? Or is it just us?
I think it was. I'm not sure. Let me check the registry. So, she goes and pulls out a book, and she's like, let's see. Well, I assume you're Pigwin.
Yes, ma'am.
You must be Rocky.
Does it have like a description of us written there?
It says Minotaur.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
we don't get a lot of Minotaurs here.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of fairies kind of anywhere.
Yeah. Fairies are actually not common in Ravnica.
Yeah, I know.
They're here, but they're not as common as some other folk.
Well, sometimes you also don't see us.
That might be true. Let's see, there's a goblin.
I think right on cue, Skrizna comes, and I rolled for it too. Comes in, he's like, and trips over himself and falls down the stairs. Like, I did. I rolled a 3. It's like, rolls down.
Can we get
Pulls
a
himself up to the bar. He's like, I need a hair of the Minotaur. Give me something strong to. I got a headache. And there was. And y'all need to get the walls checked because there's some big ass rats in there. I heard them like growling at each other last night. Oh God.
Rats?
That wasn't you growling?
We'll have to.
Or that, or there's an ogre wrestling team in one of the walls because it was ridiculous.
Now, did it sound anything like a boulder rolling down a hill smashing into a house?
It felt like it in my head.
Okay, you may want to talk to Rocky about that one.
Thanks a lot, Rocky. I was sleeping good until that time.
Oh.
Oh my head.
Oh, we tried to wake you up. So you had to sleep in my room.
The last thing I remember was just being at the table here. How did I get up to your room?
Pigwin carried you.
I got you by your ears.
She carried like half you. I carried the other half.
Oh, so you carried me a little bit? We are getting besties, aren't we? Don't tell Alvin you're trying to get attached to me.
I won't. Yeah, I don't want to hurt his feelings. He might go. He might go
I can only be
unconscious
so
again.
many people's besties, okay?
And we'll keep this on the DL. In fact, we won't even talk about it. So
What
he's
the
not
hell is DL?
the down low.
Down. Are
Like-
you making fun of my hide again? You know what? We're gonna put the bestie thing on hold. If you're gonna keep making fun of me,
That's the spirit.
okay. Where's my drink at?
In front of you is a large. Well, it's large to you because you're kind of small. It's some sort of a glass cup with a saucer underneath of it, and the aroma of hot tea is coming out of it.
Stick my tongue out.
It'll help with your hangover.
If you say so.
Well, I added a little lemon to it too, so.
Oh, the lemon. Because that's what I was asking for. There was lemon.
You said give me something to help with the headache.
I saw the hair of the Minotaur. Never mind. I'm going to drink this. And I'm just going to sit over there, sip. And it's
She
like,
gives you a little wink. She's like, I put something a little extra in there too to take that pain away.
okay. I think it's helping.
We'll crush Vicodin.
So as you're drinking it, it doesn't taste like just straight normal tea. It definitely has an herbal taste to it, above and beyond. The lemon is to actually conceal the medicine taste. It's supposed to make it taste.
I can't feel my tongue. I think you put too much lemon in
Give that
it.
about an hour, and you'll be feeling much better.
I
Okay.
think you drank it when it was too hot.
Probably.
I'm not better too.
It also says here that there's an elf with you. Where is the elf?
Dark elf.
Oh, you're here now.
I was here, yes.
And it just says.
Oh, he always does that.
It just says.
Hi.
Oh, you're
Go.
here now.
It says a very talkative blue fellow.
He must still be in bed.
Yeah, he's been sleeping for like 13 hours.
So actually, in my room, I'm kind of sitting there on the edge of the bed, and I reach into my pack and pull out a doll very similar to the one like this, but it's actually the body type's made up of fingers that I've cut off of my victims. Makes up their body structures. Where their hands would be are just like the nails, but anywhere else where the other ones are attached, even if they're nubs, they don't have nails on them. And for like the face, it's just a fat thumb. Almost looks like the hoof of a minotaur. And on it has pasted like pupils from people's eyeballs sitting inside of them.
How many people's bits have you been collecting?
It makes up about just about 3 people.
Okay.
Their fingers and everything. It's like a mixed match.
How long have you had this doll?
I've had it since.
Because this is the first I've heard of it.
Yeah. So it's been something that's lived.
I like it, but I've never heard of this yet. So
Yeah, I feel like we would have noticed that
I,
one.
I just want to make note of it.
Yeah, no, I only bring it out at certain times. It makes me kind of remember death.
Okay.
And kind of helps with clearing the mind of what Elvin's job is supposed to be.
Okay.
You know, grab vengeance. What better
About
way
to do some
than
voodoo shit over here.
Yeah, it looks like a voodoo doll.
Yeah, so it's. I mean,
About to
it
like
doesn't
curse me or something. I was like, oh no.
It doesn't have a name or anything.
Maybe I
It's
should
just-
stop. Maybe I should start sharing my secrets.
You're next.
I know.
But I will also reach into my bag for the colder times and actually start putting gloves on my hands,
Okay.
so you don't see the black. And I will put the doll away, kind of start heading down the stairs, and not really say much. Just kind of sit down, away from the group. Just kind of minding my own, like slow wake up.
So Elvin comes down quietly, and you still have not shared the other piece of information that I gave you, correct? On the journal page.
I don't think so. No.
For the journal page. I mean, I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
The journal from
You
Dutch-
tucked it away.
Just the piece of the journal. Or,
Yeah, it was only part of the
Yeah, it was only
journal
part of
page.
it.
Because I
It was
tried to
like
ask you
ripped
about
out
it
or
and you didn't
something.
tell
I
us.
got you.
The rest was like
I got you.
burned or something.
No, I have not shared that.
Okay.
I'll still keep it with me.
It doesn't do any good for you to have secret information that you don't remember having. For the record.
I remember.
It's a secret to
Nobody told me, but I
thought it
remember.
was something with Dutch. But,
No.
but no, now I got you. I'm back on the same page.
Okay. So, where are you going?
Oh wait, no.
Now you remember.
It's the. I mean, it's
You don't have
for,
to share it
for
with me.
viewers
Well.
at home. It's the note that can get the Bellheims. Kind of proves to the Bellheims. So
It has other information on it too, though.
yeah. So
We know about this out of game. But
Out
not
of
in
game.
out
I know
of game,
about this.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I know what we're talking about. I was like, is there a side thing? Like, you know about the thing that I told you about the thing?
No. You guys all know. You out of
Yeah, you're not on the
It's the thing
text
with-
bill,
it's the
sorry.
thing with the dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable.
So, okay. How are we supposed to keep paying for stuff?
I thought you were paying.
Well,
You are the king.
I got a tab going.
You got a tab going.
The same tab I got going at where I got this invisible potion. Shouldn't we kind of give updates so we can get paid?
Well, I think we're all going to discuss this today. What do? We had some weirdo. I'm sorry, that was judgmental. Some crazy guy come in
Yeah,
here
that's
and
better. Though.
tell us that the guild is corrupt with no proof, hardly a name.
Krinko tried to tell us that.
Everyone would say that who's guildless. So what do we want to do? Do we go back and uphold the job we taken on and complete it? We get paid for it. That's where my vote is.
Well,
I think we should do that, but I think we should be very careful of how much information we give the guild pack or the order of the guild pack.
they just asked us to check up on stuff that they don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we give them what we know, that'd be enough to get paid.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I mean, I think it's the best option we got. We can
The way I see it, we've got 2 more notched off the list.
2 more to go, and we
And
own
that's this many more go. Something like
No,
that.
keep going. You're right there.
Yep,
Yeah.
Oh, one too many.
How about this? I got it now.
The math in this group.
Yeah, I think we go back. Remember, we can't lie within there. So
You guys get that on a wrap.
Answer questions with a question. Best way to get out of a lie.
I agree. I don't think we have enough information to do anything either way. Even if the guild pact is corrupt, it's not like they don't know about us. It's not like they don't know that we know everywhere that we're being sent. So there's really no guarantee. Listen, I know that you're a trust the system kind of guy, but I'm kind of from a no system fucking free for all kind of place. And so I don't really understand how this all works, but I do know that it doesn't feel like we have the whole story, but it also feels like we're on watch right now.
Yeah, and we'll give them a need-to-know basis. I mean, we'll just...
They're only going to know as much as we tell them.
Well, thank God Elvin doesn't remember actually what happened. So,
He was unconscious the whole time.
so,
You were you?
so
kidding.
I think we have to go back to the. I think we have to go back to the guild. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Order the guild packet is.
Yeah, I think we go there and, report, get some more missions. We, like you were saying, we don't know enough either way. And yeah, I trust the system, but, it's also good to verify that. There are corrupt people everywhere. If we find them, we take them out too. I don't care who they are.
Okay, there he goes.
And then we get to go to the nightclub. Didn't think about that. A little dancing. Get you a lady.
Young man, I haven't been to the nightclub in 55 years, and I do not need a lady.
I won't tell.
I've been hit in the head with a club at nighttime.
I think we all have.
That's
buddy.
pretty sweet.
Well, there's
I
still
remember
the,
it.
There's still the nightclub, and then there's still the Is It Lab.
Is it lab?
Feel like that one's gonna be last.
That's the last one. Okay.
The back burner.
That's the back burner,
I see.
Yeah, I feel like we need to. And he just trails off.
All right.
Like lost.
Well, let's get rolling out then. We're burning daylight. What precinct are we in right now?
Precinct 2.
Okay, so basically hop and a skip to
You're
the guild hall.
barely at the. You're at the very far end of Precinct 1, where it kind of connects with Precinct 2.
Okay, so we just
it would
walk
take
it.
you probably maybe a couple of hours by foot. It's it's big.
Before we head out the door, I look at Rocky and be like, "Are we in that big a rush? I'd like to take a shower before we leave."
You take showers?
you
Psych,
pull-
let's go!
I knew there was something there. You said I didn't even know you knew that word.
Like walking at a pretty normal pace, it would probably take almost a couple of hours to get to the chamber of the guild pact. It's almost at the very beginning of the precinct.
Well, let's save... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm good.
Oh. Well, let's save some dinero. We'll walk this time, and then next mission we'll grab the birds and do our thing.
Well, if we go on another mission today, anyways, we're gonna spend the money for the bird service. So
Where's
Let's make sure we get paid first.
I mean, I
Well,
could
yeah.
spot
We
you if you need it.
We
It's
got
no big
2
deal.
jobs to turn in
Well,
right now.
Well, if we're going to the nightclub next, or it's in precinct 1.
Yeah, it's already in
precinct
that,
1,
so it'd be down the road
Yeah,
from there.
let's save some dinero.
Checks out.
Well,
All
sort of.
Oh,
You guys right now are actually closer to the nightclub than you are the chamber of the guild.
Oh, I thought you said it was in the precinct 1.
well, it's not
it
nighttime.
is in precinct 1.
To the
just on the edge
nightclub.
of it.
But it's
I was
way
gonna
down
say,
towards
do
the
we do
end,
another-
not far from where you are.
Going to the strip
But I
club
also
on
understand wanting to go and get paid. That makes total sense.
So, yeah.
Well, Pig
Plus,
is.
it's a nightclub.
It
It's the middle of the day right now, so
Well, it depends on whether we want to try and use the activity of the nightclub as a distraction, or if we want to go when we think there'll be less people there.
I mean, the stuff we need is said to be in his vault.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just going to walk in there. It might actually be a good idea. Low bodyguards. Doesn't think somebody's going to come and rob him during the day.
Yeah, there's gonna be more eyes at night and more guards at night
I mean,
too.
we could always scout the place at the very least.
Where would someone go get poison to put on, like, his scimitar or his bolts? Is there anything nearby that... I think
feel like-
Skriz is looking around, so, like, maybe
I
If
feel
he
like
sees it on the way there, he'll pick it up. Maybe it'll remind him. If
don't-
not, he'll just forget about it.
I don't think that would be something in precinct 1. 'Cause they
But we're
said-
not in precinct 1, are we?
We're in two.
Oh, we're in 2.
Yeah, but
Let's see.
we're close to precinct.
I would think you'd find that more in the where the Golgari are and the.
What's the Undercity? The yeah, like 4 maybe. You might have been able to find some in that one precinct you got the potions in, because I mean sometimes you get natural.
Skrizzin's kind of keep a low profile.
Yeah, really.
I would say that you'd have a better chance of finding poisons in precinct 3 or in precinct
Like I said, if I remember, or Skriznitz remembers,
6.
6.
we'll figure it out.
Is that where the church was, or was that? Oh, that was 4.
So
Wait.
it's pretty early now. We walk by the nightclub, do a little recon, turn in our current projects, and then we can come back while it's still daytime.
Yeah, I could always say send Benji in. 'Cause you can go up 100 feet away, see through his eyes. A little less suspicious than a person.
I don't
Although
know.
still suspicious.
I feel like a fox walking through a building's pretty suspicious.
They're pretty sneaky.
Oh, if you say so.
So, well, Skriznit has mirror image. Put on a couple, 3 or 4 goblins running around crazy to distract you while somebody else sneaks in there.
Yeah.
Well,
If we want to wait, oh, sorry. This is. You're dying. Well, depending on what you want to do, I can make us sneaky when we have to go in, but I don't know if that's helpful if we go in during the day or if it's easier if we go at night.
I just want to let you know there's nothing sneaky about this armor. It squeaks like a sumbitch.
Well, that's why I would use magic, my friend.
All right.
I've
I've never been sneaky.
Say we recon
Yeah.
the day and then come back at night, and then maybe we could set for distraction while I hate rule number 1, don't split the party, but if one of us distractions while the other tried to go in the vault, might be something. We've got options.
Yeah, I think let's do a little recon first just to see what we're dealing with and make a plan.
Check for entrances,
Yeah.
exits.
And if we're really trying to look to get paid, I mean, one of us or 2 of us can stay right here, scout out the place, and
See who goes in and out.
yeah, and then you guys go turn in the stuff, grab the Nanero for the team, and we're good.
That's fine with me if that's what y'all want to do.
I mean, depends. If we're coming back at night, we might as well just scout out and go there and come back at night anyways, because we have a lot of day burned through.
Big party sitting here scouting all at the same place. It just doesn't look good. It looks suspicious.
Well, if there's
And
like
again, I can change myself into a woman. You can't really do much, but I can be a goblin woman
Goblin
and walk
woman.
around with them, and we just want to scout out the nightclub.
You say I can't do much?
Wait.
You know what I can do? Stay alive. Stay alive. Nope. Doesn't hurt my feelings for today. Keep face, Chris. You're losing points and Rocky's gaining them. Don't worry, you're not going to catch up.
And I'm planted firmly at the top.
Look at the negatives.
Why would you say that?
I just meant you couldn't
And by
change
the
your
way-
appearance. You can't change how you look.
Are you trying? You said never mind. Not getting this argument.
I'm gonna go fly onto Squid's shoulder and start petting his ear.
He needs guidance.
Okay, let's go. Let's do what we're gonna do. We're going to. Yeah, what are we doing?
Me and you are gonna scout. They're gonna go collect money for us. Talk to the guild. Sound good?
I feel
sure.
like
That's what you really want to do. I don't really see the point in breaking up because we're all walking past it anyways. I don't think we're going to see many people go in and out during the day.
I just feel better if I stayed here.
All right. That's fine. And you're staying with him?
I guess somebody's got to keep an eye on him. If we come back, he'll probably be in an alley dead somewhere. So I better just keep an eye on him.
Sure.
I got him right here locked in.
You know what's really funny about it is that he's a cleric.
Yeah, he's pretty shitty one too.
He's one of the only character classes that can, have access to natural healing spells, and he spends the most time dead.
That's messed up.
All right. So I guess we're walking to
It's
the.
probably because you never have any healing
the-
spells.
Yeah, I
Nightclub.
think our
Heal
paladin heals more.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Ain't much, but it's honest work.
All right. Well, while we've had one of our extended patented breakfasts, I think it's probably time to go.
Yep, I agree.
Who are you going with?
Oh, me. Well, I guess where am I the most helpful?
I mean, I guess if something goes wrong with the scouting, they could probably use an extra third person. And you being small wouldn't really hurt the Irons.
Rocky?
Yeah.
I don't know about all this breaking up stuff, but I
tried
can
to-
stay.
I tried to tell him he's set in his ways. You know how he gets.
Okay. Well,
I think it would be better if you were with him so you could prevent all that bad shit from happening. But if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh, what'd you get here?
I thought you went to the back.
okay, I'm staying.
All right. So me and Lizzie go talk to the guild, and we'll meet back up with y'all a couple hours after that.
Have fun. Miss you. Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Where's it gonna die?
Probably.
So 3 are
I'm
staying
in
back,
danger.
Yes.
and 2 are heading out.
Don't get
I
too
think
close.
We're all heading out because they're going to.
We're all kind of walking together.
How
until we get
far
to the
is
nightclub.
the nightclub from the
The
hall-
tavern?
Probably like 3 blocks.
from the hall of
From the hall. Oh,
No, from the hall, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get back to it.
Yeah.
If you look at
That's way further.
If you look at the first precinct, it's long, right? So the Chamber of the Guild Pack's up towards the north end of it. You guys are down towards the south end, right where it connects to the second precinct. And Nightclub is at the very end of the first precinct. Not far from where you're at, currently.
Yeah, just one more time. It's far away. We can't help you if you get in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already made my mind up, and as I said, I'm gonna transform into a human woman.
Okay. What does your human woman look like?
Haven't had much thought in this. Just like long brown hair, very simple, very plain.
Okay.
Snaggletooth. I'm just kidding. No, she.
Just your ordinary snaggletooth.
Yeah, no, just lighter skin, a little bit of tan complexion to her.
Okay.
Lighter skin with
You
tan
can't both
complexion.
be lighter skin and tan complexion.
Well, this girl is, okay?
Like she got a little tan.
She's got blotches.
Got it.
She's like a spray on, but
Yeah,
it's like
like-
shitty one
I was
layer.
gonna say like farmer's tan.
She looks like Tammy Faye Baker. Are we gonna get sued for that?
I don't think so.
We can edit that in
She
post.
died.
Edit in
I
post.
think we'll be fine.
Yeah, no, just super. Like I said, super simple.
So just a very plain, common-looking person.
Yeah, just trying to blend in.
I think right now, yeah, Skrizen's a little hesitant about splitting the party. Like, I thought we were a little bit closer. I was like, maybe they're right. We just go all together and come back together.
It's
Or we just all stay.
It's totally fine. You can go with them. I'm not gonna hurt my
No,
feelings.
nope, not gonna leave here. Not going.
So it sounds like this end is happening regardless. So I guess what we want to decide is if we just stick around here and try to take care of this all in one day, or if we add a trip.
We can all stay here as well. I mean, we were talking, we need our money, and then we need to stake out all of a sudden.
Well, if we die, we don't need the money. So,
Also true.
yeah, I'm trying to like hint at Rocky. Stay.
You want me to stay?
Yeah, stay, damn it. I said it out loud.
Did that hurt?
A little bit.
How about me?
Are you still here? Okay. This is the most I've heard you talk in forever. Yes. Bad things happen.
All right, well, let's all stay in.
Wesley, if
Watch
we do
then.
this, check it out, we get paid that much more.
That's true.
Okay?
All right.
Damn, that tea is going right through me. I'll be right back.
And we head out.
All right. Yep. We're. It looks like we're all sticking together to head to the nightclub now.
Okay.
We've decided.
Okay. So, given the directions towards the nightclub, you do figure that it's approximately about 3 blocks over from where you currently are. You head that direction, and you see the building where the nightclub is at, but it doesn't look like there's anyone coming in or out of it. There's no activity by the front door. It looks lifeless, almost like it's dead.
Makes sense. It's a nightclub.
What buildings are around that night?
Around this particular
Yes.
thing, it's on a corner all by itself.
Are there any, just all by, there's no other buildings like they could post people to watch over the nightclub or?
No. No, it's almost like it's in its own shopping plaza. This building's pretty big.
Oh, okay.
From the outside, in the very front, there's like almost like a square in the front of the building, like a public square. There's a couple like small iron benches made out of black metal. There's some birds flocked on them. There's a big statue out front that looks like Rakdos, the Defiler, who is a big horned demon. He is the guild leader of the cult of Rakdos. And above, he's holding this big sickle, and it looks like he's getting ready to strike down someone, and he's got this huge smile on his face, just seeming like he's enjoying his life. But the building itself looks like black stone. It's got some sort of weird engravings along the side of it that look that there's almost like some type of glass, and maybe at nighttime it's lit up, but right now there's nothing happening.
Do we see a door or anything?
Yeah, there's a big double set of doors that you can get into the place, but it looks shut.
I'm
And
gonna walk
next to the door, it looks like there's a small ticket booth, and there's a smaller door that above says staff, that you're assuming that the people who work there come in and out from.
All right, guys, got a plan. I don't tell them the plan. I just walk up.
Wait.
I walk up to the staff door. Enter here. Okay. I knock on the staff door.
It doesn't sound like there's any response.
Push on the door.
It's closed. It's locked. As you get a little bit closer, you can kind of see in the mists above the building, because it's still kind of like that early morning foggish. There's an even bigger version of the statue that is in the little plaza below, standing on top of the building. At first, you thought it might have been like some type of weird archway, but it's actually just his 2 giant legs standing up above.
I'm gonna dig around in my shorts and stuff and pull my Radkos insignia out and just
Okay.
see if I just put it on the door or something, maybe it might unlock it.
That's a really good idea because you are a Rakdos cult member,
I don't think so.
but it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Is there any windows or anything?
No.
No windows?
Do we want to check the whole perimeter? See if there's any other entrances?
I turn around. I'm all out of ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a lockpick? I mean, could you pick it?
Not this time. That's a different character.
Anybody? Anybody have a lockpick?
Not this character.
Well, you've seen me normally pick locks with my foot when I put it through the doors.
How'd that work out for the last door?
The last door, fine. The first door, not so good.
No, I don't have a thieves kit.
How big is this building?
The building itself probably goes up 10 stories,
Oh wow.
and the statue on top is almost the exact same height as the building.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
And how like
Architecture and
Wide.
Ravnica.
Very wide.
okay.
This is a hell of a nightclub.
Metal.
Yeah. I don't think we should bust this door down the middle of the day.
It looks
anyways.
very heavy. It looks
I don't
very
think we
big.
could either.
Yeah.
It looks
I don't
like
think we should
it looks like
try.
the type of door that larger humanoids can fit through.
I think we should try.
I would say things upwards of 10 feet high can walk through the store very
I think we should try and look for other entrances and maybe air vents, ventilation, or something.
The kitchen.
Yeah, what's the staff door look like?
The staff door is another. It's a slightly smaller, as far as width, but the height is, it's almost as high.
Is it unlocked?
It's not.
I just tried to do that.
Was that
I
where
didn't know
was
you were
that
going
staff
Yeah, I
door?
did the staff door.
Where was that staff door?
It's like right next to the other one, not directly, but it's on the
Yeah.
left side.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we could do a 360 around the building real quick.
Are you guys attempting to do this in any sort of stealth?
I
I would say probably no.
No,
You said there was really nowhere to hide
No,
necessarily,
no, no.
right?
There's not really any easy place to hide. There's buildings, but they're much further off in other directions.
I feel like
there's
every
nothing
once in
really
a while I'll
close.
stop and lean against the building like
Because
I'm
this
taking
thing
a
almost
piss.
looks like a monument. or a
yeah.
shrine.
I feel like I want to at least as soon as I go around the corner when we like try and put on a disguise real quick.
So
Just a commoner's
as you guys are kind of
disguise.
like walking around, checking the doors and stuff, you're approached by what looks to be a blood witch and a jester. You don't recognize the individuals, but you recognize the costumes immediately as being members of the Cult of Rakdos. The Blood Witch is wearing like a leather bustier. She's got these bands, almost look like electrical tape and stuff going up and down her arms, and she's got this horned crown that comes out like devil horns. She herself is very pale skinned, bright red lipstick. She looks like she has fangs, but she's not a vampire. You can tell that she moves like she's still a human. She looks older too. I would say probably like mid-50s. Her long dark hair has streaks of like gray in it. She reminds you a lot of Madame Madri,
Okay, I was about.
but it's not
about to
Madame
ask
Madri.
if
Madame
I-
Madri is much older than this.
I was
than
going to
this
see
woman.
if I recognized her from.
But you recognize her as a blood witch, which is a sorcerer within the Cult of Rakdos. They're not just the run-of-the-mill performers; they're a little bit more powerful. And the jester you recognize as some type of a performer. He looks like he might be some sort of acrobat or maybe a fire breather.
I think Pig's just going to, because we're kind of out in the open.
Yeah.
They're out in the open,
Yeah,
right?
they look like they see you. They saw you and are kind of like walking up.
So
They don't look aggressive. They're just walking up.
I'm just gonna turn and say, "What time does this show start? I think we're early."
The blood witch, she sees you kind of floating around. She says, "You'll need a ticket. You have a ticket to get into the show."
Oh, not yet, but that's what we were hoping to do. But you want to beat the rush. I wasn't sure how this place is huge. I wasn't sure how many people would be here, so I wanted to get my ticket early.
Shows sell out weeks in advance.
Weeks in advance.
Jinx.
You owe me a soda.
You need a ticket or you can't get into the show.
Oh.
Shows not even start until after 9. Building not open till 5.
Egg on my face. I thought we needed to get here early. Sorry, everyone. Should have been here 2 weeks ago.
What kind of manager are you that you don't let the person that you're managing know when the show starts?
Well, honey, I know, but with a talent like yours, I just wanted to make sure that you got here right away.
Are we even here at the right date?
You are a performer.
Well, of course. Have you not heard of me?
Do you have your validation?
Yes.
Can I see it, please?
Validation. I pull out my Rekka's Guild
That's not the validation I'm asking.
That's all the validation I need.
I need your paperwork that says that you are to perform here.
Oh, well, we're not technically scheduled to perform, but this is a talent that someone needs to see. To be honest.
To try out.
Well, of course.
You have to go through the appropriate channels. We do not do auditions here.
Well, then you're all missing out.
What do you do? What kind of performer?
I do all kinds of stuff. You think of it, I can do it.
Interesting.
He's led street performances already.
Do you have a troupe that you belong to?
Look around like it's kind of like a goof troop. Yeah, no, I don't need a troop.
Hey, what about the big fire lady?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yep. I got it. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
I don't need a troop. The great Skriznet performs alone.
And what do you do?
I done said that. I do everything.
It's a sight, honestly. It's just too hard to describe. It's kind of like, and then Pig kind of just flies in the same,
You know what?
the same explanation
maybe
Rocky
I'm
gave.
too good for this place. May I find some place else to perform at?
Only world-class acts perform here.
I mean, that's what we thought, but here we are, and
You gotta start
he's not
somewhere.
performing.
The best of the best.
So, did you hear about all these best of the best when they started out?
This place?
Yes.
Everyone is the best here.
Well, that's why I belong here, because I'm the best.
Then you need to go through the appropriate channels to audition.
Or, you know what? If you're just going to give me the runaround, what are the appropriate channels?
You need to fill out the appropriate paperwork within the guild.
I love a chaos cult that focuses on paperwork. What an
no
interesting thing.
You guys are worse than the Boros.
This is not like the rest. This is world-class entertainment. And my boss, who owns this establishment, if I just let anyone
And who is this boss of yours? What's his or her name?
His name is Copernicus.
Copernicus?
Yes.
Okay. Wait,
I lied to you. That's not his name.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, fuck Copernicus.
Write that
His
out.
name is Tormund.
Tormund?
You've met his brother, Copernicus.
Well, I think Mr. Tormund would be missing out if this show was not here tonight.
I assure you, he would feel differently.
I just don't think, and I think Pig is just going to get a little momager. I just don't think that you understand the talent that you're missing out in front of you right now. He's just like a really impressive performer, and that's why we came all the way here to just see that maybe you guys would want to, like, I don't know, make some money and like thrive in your business. But I mean, I don't know, maybe they just
While
aren't.
she does this, I lean against the wall. I'm like, oh, God.
Tormund hand selects all of the acts himself.
Well, okay.
You need
How
to
do-
schedule an appointment with him to
How
make
do
an
I
audition.
schedule an appointment with him?
What is your name?
Obviously, you're not the best of secret. I've already told you. I am Skriznet.
Well, now I'm writing it down. And she pulls out something to write it down with.
My name is Skriznet.
Where do you live?
Everywhere. I live in the back of your mind. I live everywhere. I am an entertainer of all.
Show me something that you can do.
Son of a... Yes! I've been waiting for you to ask me that. And I'm going to...
I don't need to see your whole act. I just need to see a small sampling of your talent.
Let me pull out my skin flute.
I'm going to I'm gonna grab your shoulder and say, "Come on, baby, this is what we've been working for," and I'll cast guidance.
Okay.
I open up the bag and I'm like... I pull out the skin flute. I'm like...
I get ready.
Okay, you ready for this? I don't think your ears can handle this. You know. You sure you want me to do this?
I just need a small sampling to see if it's worth Tormund's time.
Here we go. That's a small sample. Did you need something?
Bravo! Oh my
You're
god!
so
I
small.
can't wait for the full performance tonight.
You're so small sampled, and
I'm
that's all.
going to need to hear and or see a little bit more than that.
I thought we talked about how you wouldn't compromise.
I feel I shouldn't have to show off myself. I promise I wouldn't do this to get a performance. Is that what you're wanting? Cause
I need to see more of your performance.
oh, okay. Phew. Okay. Damn it! Here we go.
You have 3 minutes, Whelmy.
A whole 3 minutes. I've never lasted that long.
Make a performance check with advantage,
Yeah, with advantage.
Yay.
and don't forget your guidance.
Yeah.
That was a 24 on the first roll.
Nice.
That was a 19
I
on the
thought
second.
that's a
Or no,
20 at
18
first.
on the second. What's the guidance? Gives me another what?
D4.
Yep. For a skill check.
I got a 4.
It's a 28.
28. So I guess he pulls out.
First time on this video.
He's like, okay, here we go.
I want to like do minor illusions.
But while I
too,
do it, I
kinda,
want to
like,
make eye
it better.
contact with Elf, and I guess I gotta play the skin flute.
And as he plays,
3 minutes plays it.
Pig's
So,
bawling. It's the most beautiful thing she's ever heard this side of the Fey realm.
Yeah, Rocky is jaw drop like.
hot cross bun with like a sweet beef.
Your performance is probably one of the best that you've ever done musically. But since music is not really your thing, the Blood Witch looks at you and isn't sure whether you're a musician or a comedian. She can't tell. Because you stopped a couple of times during the performance going, wait, that's not the right note. Let me try again. Hold on.
And the way he was holding the skin
And you
flute, he's
dropped the flute a couple of times too while you were
They like
performing.
fell apart. It's just
But you
like,
did it
put
with
back together.
such confidence that an outlooker would think that you felt that you did perfect.
so I can see that you're amazed by my skin flute.
So,
Is the
There's
size
plenty more.
right?
so you have to ask yourself something. If you were performing whatever that was in front of Lord Rakdos, would he be happy or would he kill you?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be jealous because his skin flute's probably bigger than mine.
I may know a thing or two about it. And she kind of smiles at you.
You've seen him play with it?
I have met Lord Rakdos personally.
That's awesome. But you know what? Even if he does kill me, it'll be an honor to be killed by Lord Radkos.
And no offense to whatever performance that was. In a smaller show, you could probably be a showstopper. But in this club, they wouldn't even let you on stage.
Okay, I'm willing.
However-
I'm willing to show a little nipple if I have to.
I will take down your information,
Okay.
and maybe we can get you on the circuit. And eventually, you could make it here. Maybe add a couple more things to your act.
2 skin flutes?
But if you're trying to come in and see what the talent is like, you're going to need a ticket. Just so you can kind of see.
Well, can you get us a ticket to see it? I feel like
I told you it's been sold out for weeks. It sells out pretty fast in advance. So at this point, either you will have to take a ticket from someone who has one, or talk to someone who is better connected than I am.
Options.
okay.
I've never been in a situation where people didn't understand the kind of talent that's in front of them.
I understand that he is, and she kind of looks you up and down, something.
Yes, I'm something.
You haven't even seen him with his ventriloquist doll, and I will pull out of my bag the
Oh God, no.
handmade doll.
That is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
What the hell is
You.
that?
It's like my size.
His doll, he dropped it when he was taking a piss over there.
That is gross.
Ask him. Why are you pointing fingers at me?
You have it.
I picked it up for him. He dropped it. It's his property.
I would not touch that thing.
Oh, it's just a hand.
Well,
Our hands.
if there's nothing else that we can assist you with, I ask that you vacate the premises. Stop trying to
Open her doors.
figure out a way to get in. It's pretty obvious what you guys were doing,
I just want to be first in line and show my talents.
and I believe that. Which is why we're not going to call any guards.
Okie dokie. We out. Peace.
You'll remember this face.
I didn't know guards.
I hope so. I hope one day I see his name in lights. Skriznet. I won't forget it.
Thank you.
They just didn't want to call any guards when they're picking up their teeth.
What?
I say this openly.
Is that some sort of a challenge?
Not really a challenge. I mean, you're the one that's going to have to pick up their teeth.
I'll ask you one last time to leave, and I'm going to only ask one more time nicely. If you want inside that building, you're going to need a ticket. You hear her like make this weird whistling noise that's high pitched, almost like a dog whistle. And out of the front gate comes this big hulking 10-foot tall person carrying two long hooked chains, bare chested with some sort of like dominatrix mask with horns
I
coming.
fucking knew it. You gotta show nips around here to get in this place.
And he comes lumbering out. He looks like some sort of an ogre.
Time to go. Time to go.
And with that, I'm gonna start walking.
Let's go,
Yep.
Alvin.
You call mistress?
No, she said go back to bed. We're good here. We're leaving. Let's go, Alvin. I start pulling on. Let's go. Yeah. She's gonna get us killed, or you're gonna get killed again, and I'm gonna get killed for the first time. And I don't want it to happen.
Oh, but we could give them summer teeth. Some are here, some are there.
I'm gonna put my foot up your ass if you don't get moving.
Where are we going to go?
We can go collect our money. We can live another day. I don't want to be between the ogre's toes.
I'll walk away if they're going to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got that close to begin with, but definitely starting to inch away from this situation.
Nah.
Yeah, the creature that came out looks very similar to one of the gruel ogres you've seen before.
Clubber.
It's paler skin. It's about the same size, but it's way more muscular than the other one.
This one works out.
I like for us to get further away, and as we're walking away, I'm like, hey, do you know Clubber?
No, Clubber. No.
What's your name?
They call me Hooker. And then he whips his chain out, and it's got a big long hook at the end of it. Hooker.
Hookah. Hookah in the nightclub.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I wouldn't be saying that out loud too bad. But okay, we're out. No, no,
He kind of scratches his head like he doesn't understand. He doesn't get it.
As we're going along, I pull the skin flute out. She told me that was magical. There's nothing magical about this. She lied to me.
You did such a great job, though. That performance
I was expecting like magic to come out of it, and
Well, truth be told, I was expecting it to blow up or something.
So
I
goes about the
I was quite surprised. Got to say, that was pretty good.
He kind of has a trouble finishing.
Yeah, I mean, your ability to open though was heroic.
You see the as you are walking away, the ogre goes back inside. You see the blood witch that you were speaking to. She's talking to the performer. From the other two sides of the building, you see kind of coming around. They're dragging what looks to be a couple of chains and these big barrels. Are these 15-foot tall ogres? I'm sorry, giants. These are actual giants. They have long black beards. You would probably think that they're closer associated to maybe like a hill giant or a stone giant.
Oh yeah, we got screwed.
Yep.
but you recognize them as blood fray giants, is what they're called. They are usually some type of bodyguards or hired muscle. You know that the Rakdos cult will use demons, ogres, and giants as hired muscle, bodyguards, or just soldiers. They usually are not performers.
So we all see them.
You see them; they're
I'm like,
huge.
I'm like, we gotta wait. Yeah, we would all been like toe jam if we'd stayed around too much longer.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all left when you did. That
I piddled a little bit in my pants.
good thing you're wearing those yellow pants.
Yellow. These
Yeah,
are white.
Maybe once.
Correction, they
Maybe
were.
once they were.
Oh, I understand. I'm sorry. Just call them yellow.
So,
They're my fancy pants.
Well, that didn't work out so well. I'm assuming y'all aren't gonna stay and case the joint now. We should probably all go to the guild.
this has probably taken about an hour. The whole thing.
So it's like-
it's still pretty early in the morning. It's maybe 9-ish in the morning.
I say
mean-
we head on to the.
Yeah, we can
Guild
always
packs.
ask the
Guild pack, see if they have.
Oh,
any
sorry,
type-
that's for everybody. I should have said that.
yeah, they might have some hookups with tickets or something. Or we're about to get some money. We could buy the tickets from someone. One thing's for certain, we're not going to beat ass to get in there. Not with those giants.
Maybe we come back later and get some tickets.
Yeah, we could buy some tickets.
No, you don't get it. We can't buy tickets.
Did I get it? I want to open my hand.
But maybe somebody will be nice enough to give them to us.
I mean, if they have to get them weeks in advance, I don't know that they're going to give them up that easy.
Hey, Rocky.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a way to get tickets later.
Okay, I was thinking too. Is there a limit to how high up you can fly?
Nope.
So if maybe you started, I don't know, a little ways away, flew up real high, maybe you can get to the top of the building, see if there's a door up there that you may be able to go through, do a little sneaky sneak, something like that, get some sort of lay of the land. Maybe there's rope up there or something.
Do we, where are our
story along
ogre friends? Are they still around?
The ogre went inside. The two blood fray giants are. It looks like they're carrying these giant barrels now. They've picked them up. They have one on each shoulder, and it looks like they're getting ready to lumber down and go into the club.
Club going up on Tuesday. It's just an idea. I mean, we can keep going and think about it. We got time.
As long as they're not still right out in front of the bill. I just wanted to make sure we
No,
cleared.
they're not. They don't. They're not threatened by you or.
Yeah, I didn't
or
figure.
anything.
Yeah, then I can fly up and I'll like loop back around whatever other building is there. Ooh, sorry, shouldn't lean back. And then I guess just fly up and see like if there's anything of note on the backside or up on the top. I kind of want to like try to not be around windows, I guess, as much as I can.
You
But
can't
I'm
really tell that there are any windows.
great. So I am not really interested in getting next to the window. I'm just looking for like access points elsewhere if anybody else
you
is coming
fly
in
up
and
the
out.
distance of the building at the top, and
Cold up here.
You see that there's it almost looks like there's an area where there should be a swimming pool, but it's covered over with some type of a metal grate, like a metal cover. This entire building is made out of all brick, except for the accent pieces, the doors, where windows probably were at one point. They're all lined in black metal. You feel heat coming off of this thing, even though there's a like a cover
grate.
over the top of it. It looks like there's some sort of a service door or something that will let you in, but it looks locked. You fly around to the backside. Again, you don't see any windows. If there were windows at any point,
They're gone.
They're all covered over now with brick. And when you go down to the backside of the building, it leads to basically nothing. It's more residential buildings in the back. There's a big alleyway and some dumpsters.
Okay.
And another door that looks like you can take the trash out, but again, it looks like it's locked as well.
Okay. So there's other doors, but they're locked, just like them.
Yeah, there's at least one door on the roof, one door in the back, and then there's the two doors you guys saw in the front.
Okay.
It's not very safe. Fire safety.
I don't think that's what they're worried about.
Is there anything to like notice about the statue itself, since I'm a little closer, or anything like that?
Nothing about the statue seems odd. You can make a history check to see what you know about Rakdos.
More than I would guess. Oh, -1. 18.
So the bits and pieces that you've picked up from who Rakdos was is just from hearsay that you've heard in the distance. Everyone within Ravnica has at least heard of Rakdos the Defiler, and you know that he was one of the original Paruns that signed the original Guild Pact. So his blood is on that contract. You know that he took over what is known as the entertainment within Ravnica, but also the manual labor. His cult, and it is a cult because they all worship him, more so than it's a guild. He resides within the middle of basically this volcano, and he's looking for the greatest show he's ever seen. As old as he is, as long as he's been around, he's often bored. Performances that are performed in front of him usually don't meet up to his standards. They're either not funny enough or not interesting enough. And he's known for killing performers who perform in front of him. And that's about all that you know.
That's the way I want to go out.
Okay. Yeah. So Pig, I guess, is just gonna fly back. I'll tell everybody what I saw about the different doors. Also, that I didn't see anybody really coming in and out this early. And then I guess everybody probably has the same info about Rakdos, right?
They would probably know about the same.
So I guess the only thing that I would add was, hey, you know how that story talks about how Rakdos lived in like a volcano, and so I'm not really sure what was up there, but there looked like a big pond covered up with metal, and it was really hot. And that's what I saw.
It's like a sauna or
It's a lot bigger than that.
It's pretty big.
big jacuzzi.
Like a vent? A heat vent?
I'm thinking more like a lava pit.
You tell me he's in there? Oh, yes. I get to meet him finally. When
I don't know about
take
that
some of
far.
his tickets tonight. I mean, acquire. Buy their tickets from them.
Yeah, we was gonna buy them.
Yes,
Ask 'em
we'll
nicely for
ask 'em
them, even.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yes,
The place that you
I'll
know,
stab 'em.
Skriznit, where
Nicely stab
Rakdos
them.
is known to stay, is in an area called. It's in precinct. It's also your guild hall. It might be in precinct.
But there could be lava vents through the underneath the Ravnica where he could travel through.
It's just 10 stories. It's a long way. I mean, you have to go straight the whole thing.
Come through
They
the
probably have an elevator.
It's known as Rick's Mahdi. That's your guild hall. He supposedly resides somewhere in the lower levels.
Who's Rick?
It's not known for him to come out very often.
Oh, okay.
It's not to say that he doesn't. It just that it's not
Not
known
very-
that he does. And with as big as he is, someone probably would have seen him. He's not like a small, tiny demon.
So no other doors or nothing up there. No other ways in. At least we checked it out.
As we're walking away, I look back to see if that Blood Witch is still watching us.
No, she doesn't seem like she has any interest in you anymore.
Will that hurt my feelings? Trying to get us killed today, Elvin.
I didn't.
Got a little feisty there at the doors.
Yeah, what was that about knocking people's teeth out?
What was that doll?
That's
I
messed
can
up.
only answer one question at a time. So you're gonna have to pick which one's the most important to you.
Are you wanting to get teeth to add to the doll? That'd be nasty. That's kind of cool. Can I borrow that puppet?
Borrow it for a minute.
So yeah, but quit being sick. That's not what I was gonna borrow it for.
You can borrow it any time. I mean,
Why does it exist? I feel like we should need to kill it with fire.
I don't know if you know this, but it's already dead.
That was a real person.
People. Plural.
You made that out of different people.
Yeah.
Like, how big is this doll that you're carrying?
Oh, it's just people's fingers.
Oh, you made it out people's fingers.
Yeah, you went upstairs. You missed this. part.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The body is. Give you another. The body's made up of, like, I don't know. Did you see Spy Kids, the little thumb thumbs? They're made out of hands, but that's pretty much what this is made out of. And then people's pupils are attached onto it, attached onto the head, like for an eye, for eyes.
This is the first I've heard of it too.
Yeah.
So, what is the point of having this thing?
It's kind of like my badge of honor.
Not to point fingers, but that's kind of weird.
Like,
I see what you did there out of character, and I appreciate it.
like, you know, for you, you're a police officer. Don't you have
Of sorts.
kind of? I mean, don't you have, you know, achievements, acolytes, you know, things like that, like things that show off your skill?
They are not other people's body parts.
But do you have them? That's not the point. It has value to you, but I could give two shits. Same thing. This has value to me. You're disgusted. Same thing.
Can I see this thing?
Yeah, here.
What holds it all together?
I stitched it together.
That's some fine needlework there. Just keep staring at me.
It's kind of the idea.
If you shake it, the eyes will move. It's actually pretty cool.
Are you kidding me?
No, just shake it, and I'll grab his hands and start shaking his hands.
I shake it a little bit, like it's not gonna hurt it, is it? Like that.
Just start screaming.
Shaking baby syndrome. Heard about that. I think my parents did that too.
No, it's just a doll.
It's just a, I'm disgusted with you. This is I take like the one of the ends that's got the little finger on it and be like,
Nope. Put it down. Put it down.
it's too tempting to use that finger besides my urn. I smell it.
It's still a little fresh.
What part?
All of it. I buried the rest of it.
You're in the wrong guild, buddy. You're in the wrong guild. You know what? You can have this back.
Okay. And I'll put it back in my bag.
I might have to give me one of those.
I can make everybody one.
No, that's quite.
I'm going to need to pray about this. So we're going to the guild place.
Yeah, on the
the whole way there.
I like to think we're walking and talking here.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Okay.
Who wants to see me do a flip?
So it's probably about 9ish in the morning. It'll take you during all this walking. It's relatively uneventful as you're walking towards the order of, or the chamber of the guild pact. It's now just a little bit before noon, as you guys are not really in a hurry. You approach the large building and you waltz in, like no big deal. The door doesn't ever really seem like it's closed; it's always open. So this is as much a public landmark as it is a government facility. So
So are they in there? Like,
who?
I
or are we
guess-
just walking in the middle and?
You see people coming and going.
Okay, so
constantly.
we're not like
Usually-
into the chamber where
Not
everybody's
yet.
at.
You've made it to the building.
We
So, like-
usually would report to the Judge Muldrin View, I think. I don't know where I wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere.
So like a receptionist or something?
There is. That's where there's a person there that you guys got paid from the last time.
Help desk.
A help desk?
Let's ask if the judge is in.
Yeah, we'll go up to her then.
Is the
Oh,
doctor?
the order is always in.
All right.
Curious, is there anyone standing around the same rank as that goblin that had the pocket watch?
Not with the one, there isn't.
Huh?
Not with that one I just rolled, there isn't.
I'm just going to go up to some random person and ask them for the time.
Who do you want to approach? There's a couple of people that look like they might be from the Azoria Senate. They're carrying what looks to
Is
be.
there anybody from the Boros?
Yeah, there's a couple. What you think they might be some type of generals from the Boros Legion?
I want to go up to one of them.
Okay.
I'm like, excuse me, gentlemen.
The older looking human. He looks down at you, all gray in his beard. Can I help you?
Do you have the time?
He looks up through the window. He goes, maybe 11.
You don't carry a timepiece or anything?
Not real common. Not on my salary.
Okie dokie.
You know, the town square out here used to have one, and till it was destroyed.
Yeah, I can't tell time anyway. I was just asking you. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's mostly sundials around here, you know, or just eyeballing in the sky. Sun's pretty consistent here, as are the seasons.
While he's explaining, I'm just walking away. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What a strange little fellow. I liked his hat, though. It was very shiny.
You look like you have something to say. Do I have something
So
on my
we've
face?
already had this conversation about timepieces, right?
Yeah, how they're stupid and you just look in the sky.
I'm still curious how somebody that's one rank or two ahead of you has this timepiece that nobody else has, and it's above their pay grades.
Is it strange? Sure. But you see me, I'm going on side missions, I'm getting extra coin. I'm going to use my money for my family.
To get a timepiece. Oh.
That person may go on all these extra missions, use all that money they saved up for a timepiece because that's what they wanted. Who are we to judge?
Me? I'm the judge. That expensive timepiece, from what I've heard, he'd have to do a lot of side missions. And how's he going to have time to do his regular job?
Well, I have time to do all my side missions, and I still hold rank within Boros. I'll have a watch
Not
coming
high
up
rank.
here. Oh, he's not that much higher than me. I'll get there in a couple years. People spend their money however they see fit.
You need to keep an eye on him.
I don't know him that well. I mean, Jeff he's around, but he's like, oh, hey, Jeff, and then you just go about your life.
Right there alone, it's just a red flag for me. He's
Jeff?
a goblin, and his name is Jeff.
I believe you got to take that up with his parents.
He's trying to hide something.
Maybe
Jeff.
he's an adopted goblin.
Maybe it stands for something. Scriznet's going to think on that.
Jovial, energetic, fruitful, and fun.
Yeah, I just like, uh-oh.
Stop thinking.
Cool down.
So is the judges are all in that those quarters?
That's what you were told, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do we need to be announced to go in, or we just go in? I don't know what else there. I don't want to interrupt a meeting or something.
The door looks like it's open.
All right. Like they're respecting us.
You guys go ahead and go in. I got to talk to the receptionist.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Totally normal and non-suspicious. Here we go.
I'll ask the receptionist, who can I talk to about scheduling time?
Scheduling time for what?
Scheduling time with the Orzhov Council.
Just the Orzhov Council?
Yeah.
You'd need to just go to your guild hall to do that. We don't do that here.
Okay, I figured you did. It's been a while.
No. We don't really get into the interpersonal relations of the guilds and their individual members. You would just need to speak to someone within your own to schedule some type of an appointment like that.
Well, I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm new to the guild thing. It's the first time. But yeah, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, have a nice day, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you noticed.
I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad remember
Your
noticed.
voice is awfully deep.
You got something to say about women with deep voices? Just
Not at all. Just, I apologize.
I have my father's accent.
I'm sure he was a lovely man.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he actually killed millions of people.
And then I'll go sit like on a bench or something, kind of waiting for them.
You don't want to go in the chamber?
No, at all.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit there like legs crossed, trying to act like, kind of like try to look ladylike, instead of just like sitting there like, just like full spread.
So for the rest of you,
Yeah.
like how I'm sitting now.
you
That's for sure.
you enter back into
Lady over here.
the
Fucking
circular
lady, viewers. Did you hear that?
to the circular chamber of the Order of the Guild Pact. And you see members of the guild or the Order of the Guild Pact there. Some of them are not actually sitting in their chairs. They're up talking to each other and various things. But as they see you, your group come in, they all seem to kind of hold any non-official business that they might be having, and they take their seats in their rightful places. Judge Muldrin View looks down at the group, and he kind of has a smile on his face. Well, it's nice to see that you're all still alive, but you're missing a person.
He had to talk to the receptionist or go to the can or something.
I mean, that's fine. How are we progressing?
Yeah, so status reports. We've hit 2 of the 4 missions that
That's
were
excellent.
assigned to us.
And which of the undertakings have you?
So we went first off to evaluate the Boros garrison that was broken into.
Oh, fascinating. And what was going on there?
It was occupied by a bunch of ogres. Kind of seemed that they went in there, took up residence, felt like they owned the place. We defeated them rather easily. The guy that we're missing, he went down 4 or 5 times, but he's still alive. Okay, I assume I can't actually say that, though, because I can't
You actually
lie.
can't. As you
can't.
begin to try to say that, you're
4 to 1 time.
you almost kind of feel your body have like a jolt of minor like electricity go through it as you try to tell that.
So he
He
went.
starts locking up when he's like trying
Kind
to
of,
tell
yeah.
He went down for a while, and but he's well and here with us. So we dispatched all of them, and from there we spent the night at the Boros. We had a great gravy breakfast, which brings me to my next topic. We have decided as a collaborative group that we'll be calling ourselves the Gravy Train.
Well, it's an interesting choice for a name.
Yeah. We want to stand out a little bit,
Bet
but
you
not
never
too
heard
much.
it before.
I have not.
fancy.
He begins jotting down some
He
notes.
struggles to say that. No.
I will make note of it.
All checks payable too.
Absolutely. We will get this officially part of the records.
Can we get it in gold? Just
Anywho,
So, as you're talking about the ogres going in the, trying to remember this guy's name, of course I can't find it. The member of the Boros, Lucian. To give you again a brief description, fire red hair, full beard. He's about mid-40s. He always looks like he's very flush in the face, and he always seems very serious. He kind of strokes his beard a little bit as you're saying ogres. Well, we thought it might be some type of a beast, but that's kind of a beast.
there were multiple ogres. They did have some
Were there
pet.
any survivors?
Not that we saw. They did have like a pet bear and boar as well. So there were some beasts there.
Interesting.
It was kind of a collaborative effort between all of them, I guess.
So the garrison is empty now.
Well, we did not find any bodies or anything like that. Lots of blood. And as far as I know, it is currently empty. As we were leaving, we heard a bunch of war drums from that side.
Well, it is pretty close to Gruul territory.
Yeah, so I can't be for certain that it's still empty or if the Gruul have come and taken it over. As I'm sure they're able to see those kind of things, what's happening outside their doors. So it may or may not currently be being used by the Gruul.
Well, we will send more than just a couple of troops this time to maybe re-secure it in case it has. We appreciate your services, and we're glad to see that no permanent harm befell any of you.
We appreciate that. The highest of honors, receiving your praise, sir. I appreciate it.
Okay.
And then moving on to the second order of business. Did I forget anything about the garrison? Anyone need to chime in?
Nope, as far as I remember it, that's exactly what happened.
All right.
I
So
wasn't there.
the next day. Oh yeah. That's why it's funny.
Jokes are always better if you have to explain why they're funny.
That's what I've heard.
Way better.
So the next day we went on and we investigated that church that people was thinking was haunting. Turns out it was being haunted by some old bookkeeper that used to work there. She had died and she was a vengeful lady. So basically we found her bones, laid her to rest as you do with the spirits like that. And it has been cleared out, safe to resume church activity if you so want.
Might need a little renovation first.
Yeah, we did make a little bit of a mess.
You see the Orzhov council member, Kadavag, the vampire. It looks like he's picking something out of his fangs. He looks kind of bored as you all are talking. He's got like slick back jet black hair that's about shoulder length. He definitely looks undead. He always did. He's wearing the long black robes with white trim, and the Orzhov signet is on his ring. So you took care of the ghost.
Yes,
Good.
sir.
Great. We'll let the people know.
All right. Well, you're welcome and thank you. We have two more things on the list there, as y'all are aware. We did not realize in order to get into the nightclub that you had to book up tickets a few weeks in advance. So we were kind of wondering if y'all had any inside ticket information or you just have tickets on reserve here as part of a retention program for the employees or
They're a sort of coupon we could.
anything like that that could help us get in. It is, this isn't something that we can just punch our way in. They have many giants and ogres kind of patrolling.
Punch your way in. You see the Rakdos council member laughing at that. I'd actually really love to see you try to punch your way through that.
Well, you see, sir, I said we could not punch our way in.
I know.
So I Felt like you didn't hear me there.
I might be able to pull some strings. After all, the owner is my brother.
Yep. That's what we was hoping.
He and I don't always see eye to eye. I wanted him to lean more towards a political career, and he is destined to find that one performer, that one performance that will just stop Rakdos' heart.
Yeah, I heard there's some up and comers for sure.
You see his greasy, short black hair, his horns. He's a Cambion.
Cambion is a.
It's like a red-skinned human. They're
Okay.
not quite a tiefling and not quite a human.
Cool.
You see him. He's got his black top hat on. He's got a monocle.
He would have a
and,
monocle.
and he's
He
wearing
seems
a
like that kind of guy.
he's wearing a black magician style cape. He carries a big long cane with a Rakdos insignia on the top of the cane. He also has a big gold chain, very pimp-like, with the Rakdos insignia on it. His skin is very bright.
yeah.
It's a bright red color.
Okay.
His teeth stand out every time he smiles because his skin is so red. They're white, very white. There's something about him that is very alluring that you can't quite put your finger on, but even though you know he's probably a fiend, you really seem like this guy is trustworthy.
Would I? How much work is it to cast? Not really cast, but to use Divine Sense.
I think it just sort of is.
So I can just kind of Jimmy Neutron my brain into Divining Sense.
I don't think it's an action or anything. I think it just is.
It says action.
I think it's not
But
really
just-
like a spell.
Right. It's just kind of a thing that I can do.
I would say yeah, and I don't think it would draw a lot of attention to you.
Okay. So when I'm kind of getting this,
We're trying to make this ability better because I know that you complained about it a little bit. So.
well, it was like, oh, if you could see someone, you could see
But
through.
almost every time you've used it so far, it has been useful.
I'm trying to make Paladin sexy
It's just
again.
it's not super powerful, and that's okay.
Okay.
So this lets you sense undead, fiends, and what else?
I think I can detect good and evil. I can
Copernicus is definitely evil.
celestial, fiend, undead.
He's the Rakdos member.
Okay.
This is Flavor Flav medieval edition.
Don't make fun of my NPCs, you dick.
I was waiting.
You know how hard it is to come up with unique NPCs for everything? It's
If
difficult,
you would have
okay?
said timepiece, it's definitely Flavor Flav with a monocle.
Yeah, with how you described it, you basically described Flavor
Gold
Flav.
chain pimp.
So yeah, I will Jimmy Neutron and do that.
Okay.
And so I'll kind of get it for the room, I guess.
So it's undead
Undead, celestials, or fiends.
and good and evil.
I
Or
believe
just
so. Let me double check the wording on that, but
I
it's
think it was-
definitely undead, celestial, and
I
fiends.
think it's good and evil because it helped. One of my characters wanted to be a paladin, and I read over that thing.
Man, I'm sweating balls right now.
I'm actually kind of cold.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think the air vent's on either, so.
65.
65.
Okay.
You can detect good and evil, anything affected by the Hallow spell, or a celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay. You can tell that the Golgari member, the Devkaran elf, is evil. His name is Alcaris. You can tell that Copernicus is a fiend. And does it tell you what type of it is? You recognize him as Cambion.
Okay.
You can sense that. Let's see, I would say good, neutral. Judge Muldern View has an evil alignment.
Whoa. Surprise.
Katavig Nox has a good alignment.
And who's that?
He's the vampire.
Vampire.
From Orzhov.
Now that's a twist. Good vampire.
What a twist!
Gladius, the Dryad from the Selesnya Conclave, is good. Kroga from the Viashino Izzet Council member is evil.
Go big.
Ovlin of the Simic is also evil. The other ones you're not sure of.
What about the Boros guy?
Evil.
Oh,
What was his name again?
you people.
Lucian. So I need to make note of that. Evil. Good.
All right. Well, that's kind of good to know.
It's just their alignment. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are an evil
Person.
person. Let's see. That was
We know you're evil.
evil. Evil.
Give up your plans.
Evil. Good. Evil. And evil. So all that you're really getting from that is their alignment is some sort of evil. It could be lawful evil. It could be neutral evil. It could be chaotic evil, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Judge is
Sounds
chaotic evil.
good.
There are no other celestials. The only undead is the vampire.
Okay.
And there's one fiend, and that's the Cambion. So yeah, I mean, I might be able to pull some strings, you know.
When would we know if you're able to pull these strings or not? We're trying to hit all this today. I know they said they had
Let me
a
get a hold
performance.
of my brother. I don't know what Tormund's up to, but I'll take care of it. You just show up tonight, whenever the place opens, or anytime after, and tell the person at the ticket booth that Copernicus, you're going to use Copernicus's pass.
All right, so just show up to will call.
You guys will be my guests.
Are you going to be there?
Not tonight. I got some things to do.
So I've got like 2 more questions. One, when are we gonna get paid?
Just as soon as you leave here, you can get paid for the jobs you've done.
Okie dokie. And 2, do any of you have the time?
Copernicus pulls out a watch.
What kind of watch is it?
Pocket watch.
Like,
I mean, it's a similar type of timepiece. It's not the same timepiece, but it's not made out of gold. It looks like it's made out of some type of, I don't know, diamonds.
that is a nice timepiece.
Well, I've lived a long time. I've made a lot of money. The time is, it's a little, about 1:45.
Okay. Who made that watch?
Well, I'm assuming that the Izzet did. They're the brains of this world.
May I ask, what would you give for something like that?
Oh, I know exactly what I paid for this watch. This watch was 100,000 gold pieces.
100,000 gold pieces.
Look at it though; it's beautiful.
Like
he holds it up, and the light is reflecting off of it because of all the diamonds that are on it. This is a unique timepiece.
So a couple more like these side missions, I could get one of those, right?
I mean, if you work real hard,
Real hard.
or you kill somebody that's got one, and he kind of laughs.
So
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
if I may add to that, why not just look at the sun?
Look at this thing. This thing's a thing of beauty. The diamonds are alone are worth more now than when I bought them.
It reflects just as much as the sun does, so
Yeah,
it's,
I know, but it's very valuable. I like to collect valuable things.
I guess I just don't do that.
I mean, you don't have a watch, right? You
No, I
don't
look
have
at
a
the sun.
watch, and you probably don't have a watch. You look poor.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I mean, I bet your normal, even like sergeant or whatever rank he is, I bet most of them don't have a watch like that, do they?
Well, probably not on a Boros' normal pay now.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Maybe a mercenary could acquire enough funds. I mean, there's a
A
lot of
mercenary.
gold out there in the
Yeah.
world.
Like you said, you'd have to have a lot of money or kill somebody for it.
Sure, yeah. You
Yeah.
could, you could have inherited it. Some
Yeah.
watches get passed down
Yeah.
from...
Hear what I'm saying? Gotta kill somebody, have a lot of money.
Or are you trying to elbow me? I'm on your other side.
Like when I'm elbowing, it's probably like at the side of his calf or something. Sorry. That ogre put. I had to hide a bunch from him, and I think I tweaked my shoulder. Yeah, you're gonna get me one of them watches one day, but first I'm gonna learn how to read, and then second I'm going to learn how to tell time, and then
Fourth, I'm gonna learn how to count.
I'm gonna learn how to write.
You're not affected by the zone of truth because, like I said, everything you say you believe.
What is that on my hand?
Suspicious.
Oh, it smells like that hand doll.
See, like in the moment that Skriznet is, everything he says is true from his point of view. He probably doesn't actually know how to actively lie about anything. Even when he was trying to perform, he feels that at that moment he was the best performer in the world.
And he was.
It's a very
And he
unique trait that
28.
he and I have kind of discussed, and I think it's fun.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Very fitting.
All right. So, and then the last one is visit thing. We were kind of saving that one for last. Figured that one out. It seems like it'd be pretty big time commitment and a lot of sneaky around. So, do you know what time the doors open tonight for your brother's show?
I believe when the sun starts to set around 5, so anytime after 5.
Should get one of them timepieces.
Well,
How
but
will I ever tell?
the time is in the sky.
What happens when it gets dark?
Well,
You don't
it's-
know when they're getting ready
then
to
it's
open
not time.
it's when they light the flames.
All right. Do you have any other information about for us? We're looking for someone who's blackmailing your brother, correct? Do you know where?
I don't think anyone's blackmailing my brother. I believe that he has blackmail information.
on yourself or
We're not sure.
okay, so
We have it on good authority to believe that he has information that would be considered not good for him to have. Could put him in danger for having it.
do you know what part of the building his office would be in?
Top floor.
Top floor.
I mean, the penthouse, you know.
Do you have any climbing equipment that we
You're
could
going to
borrow?
try and climb that building? You must be crazy.
I'm just optimistic.
Listen, I know you don't probably know anything about that building, but that building is as much as a living organism as anything in the city.
How so?
It's almost sentient itself.
How's that possible?
How does the sun come up in the morning? I don't know. It just is.
Well, you see, there's never mind. Okay.
That building has all kinds of crazy enchantments on it.
Any advice you can give us for navigating through? What kinds of enchantments? What
I
things
think
to
you
do?
should be as diplomatic as possible.
Diplomatic.
That's my middle name.
There is a lot of
Dip.
guards there. Because there's a lot of money that comes in and out of there every night.
Good to know. All right.
You
Well,
look a little spooked. What'd you see there?
what did I see
Uh-huh.
at the tower?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of ways to get up
Did you
there
see
and
giants?
yep. That's why we're not punching our way in.
Yeah, there's a
like,
few of those.
like I told you
And I don't
earlier.
even know how many ogres they keep in the basement.
Well, ogres don't tend to be as big of a problem. We took care of some of them earlier.
Well, those are what's known as chain brutes.
Chain brutes. What?
Yeah, they're a little smarter than your average goblin. They ain't got good conversational skills, but they know how to fight.
Good to know. So,
Always gotta compare stuff to goblins. Like we're just like the lower man on the totem pole.
so
Or
they're
goblin.
a little bit smarter, but not a whole heck of a lot smarter.
They're not great at conversations, but they are good at tactics.
Would you call them wise?
I would say that they are good at tactics.
All right.
Would you say they have possibly a +2 to it?
Did you say they have a high wisdom
Scales
score?
from 1 to 5.
It's not just brute strength with them. I mean, they calculate on the battlefield, you know?
Understand that. All right. Well, anyone else got anything to add here? I feel like I'm doing all the talking. Y'all were there too?
I think you covered pretty much everything.
All right.
So the pay for these jobs, I believe, and he writes down something. the member from the Orzhov writes down something, and the payment for these jobs was, I believe it was 200 gold per job. So you will be paid as a group 400 gold pieces.
Thank you.
Does that sound adequate?
400. That's a lot of gold.
Yeah. I mean, you are really doing our world a great service by taking care of these small problems.
And while that is payment enough, my family needs to eat, so I will take that gold.
All right. I mean, you guys split it amongst yourselves however you want.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we divvy it up equally. We all played equal share, except for Elvin, who may have passed out.
You hear Molden View kind of kick in. You know, the more difficult the job, the higher it pays. These are more of the lower ones.
Well, lower, difficult jobs, whatever we can do to make Ravnica a better place and safer for all the folks in it.
And I thought you might be the right group of people for it.
The gravy train.
Yes.
Choo-choo.
The gravy train. If there's nothing else, you can collect your money from the receptionist.
Alrighty.
And also make it known, Skriznit, you gain 1 guild renown. I lied to you. He gains 1 guild renown with the Orzhov Syndicate, and you gain 1 guild renown with the Boros Legion.
Nice.
What does that mean?
Just keep track of it.
What's your
One
fancy time?
guild
It's sort of
renown?
like your rank within the guild.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Electrum.
You all now have honorary renown with those guilds, but you can't rank up unless you want to join the guilds.
I was gonna say, Pig is very cool with staying. Her whole idea was to get involved with the guild and then stay as under the radar as possible. So she's fine with not moving up.
I am where I am.
Lizica feels fine about it.
Yeah, so just make note somewhere that you each get non-official renown.
Yeah.
One with the Orzhov Syndicate and one with the Boros. In case you would decide to make a faction change, which is a thing that is possible to do, your non-official would then become official.
All right. So on the way out then, hit the receptionist.
Okay.
Wow. Gosh.
She gives you the go ahead, and she pulls out a little pouch and just hands you 1 pouch of gold.
I've never seen you act like this before.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to elbow you like that.
He's been out of the board for too long. So, Elvin, once they kind of walk out, kind of collects his share.
Was it, you
It
said
feels a
90
little lighter
apiece?
than everybody else's bag, maybe because I'm unconscious all the time. Because somebody likes to make jokes.
You said it was 90 apiece?
Wow.
90?
80 pieces.
80.
It's
Okay.
80 person.
Guys, I hate to split, but I gotta make a run over to the Orzhov Guild Hall. I gotta drop a letter off. It's from Dutch. He told me he couldn't do
You
it.
just got pooped earlier. That's fine.
Nah, I'm gonna join you guys later. I gotta go over there and drop this note
I
off.
mean, if you got poop, you got poop. You don't have to use code.
What kind of code? I don't know which.
We could call it releasing the gravy train.
I had too much gravy last night at the bar. I understand.
So the guild hall for the Orzhov Syndicate is in the 1st precinct.
Yeah, so I'll actually start.
Is it on the way to the nightclub?
It's so the Chamber of the Guild Pact is about in the middle of the district, almost the far north end of the district. Or Zova, the Church of Deals, is in almost the farthest point north. So not terribly far.
So I will. Yeah. They'll allow me to leave. No, they love me so much. I will start kind of like heading out. Like, so we're meeting at the nightclub tonight. Did you guys get that situated?
Yeah, so the guy, is going to have tickets for us. So if we meet around sunset over there, we'll have tickets waiting for us. We can get in. It looks like we're looking to go to the top floor, maybe to get to
That's where-
his office.
Yeah. Office would be.
If I don't show up, at the same time as you guys. Like, I'm gonna join you guys.
Well,
I mean, it shouldn't take me long.
we'll wait for you.
Yeah, we're
inside the
gonna wait
building.
and go in as a group.
Why didn't you guys go in? I'll be right behind you. I mean, what time do they open?
It's
Sunset.
a 10-story building. How are you going to find us?
Have you seen this guy? I think I could find him anyway.
Well,
It's only noon, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we
plenty of
got time. We can wait for you. We're not pressed to get in there.
We'll wait, and if you're not here if you're not there by 6, we'll head in.
Okay,
Or if, yeah.
that's totally fair.
We should probably try and pick out some disguises too, so we can blend in.
Well, that one lady definitely knows who we are now.
Well, that's why I say we could try and pick out some disguises, so we kind of
Okay.
blend in better.
So you guys go get disguises. I'd say we dress up. We go up to the nines. We just got fresh gold. I'll buy everybody's outfits, and we'll look stylish. Now, just remember, my one arm's a little bit longer than the other. So for my suit jacket, all right? Don't forget it.
Do you want a suit for that little doll too?
While you guys are having this conversation, the receptionist is kind of like not trying to eavesdrop, but you're kind of having the conversation right in the middle of the thing. And she goes, "Are you going to the Hellfire Club?"
That's classified.
Yes, we're going.
Yes, we're
it's,
going.
It's very fancy in there. I would wear my best.
There we go.
Lady of class.
Yeah.
As am I, lady of class.
Have you ever been?
This will be well, I did look at the outside of it.
Yes,
So-
we
Never-
looked
I've
from the
never
outside
really-
in.
I've never really been able to afford to go. I've always been curious what's inside.
Well, one of the guys in there, he has connections. You can ask him for a ticket.
Oh, you mean Copernicus?
Yeah, that's the one.
He doesn't care much for me.
Oh.
Well, that's sad.
He said I'm a goody two shoes.
Well, I think that's a good thing.
Thanks.
And if you
think
really
that's
want to go, you can save up your gold over time and get there. Or you can buy a fancy pocket watch like
They do
Scuzzy
day
wants.
shows on the weekends sometimes. It's like 250 gold for a day show for one pass, but you usually got to get those tickets in advance. It's 750 gold for a ticket.
I'm gonna be starring there at the show.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. That's excellent.
Is she like bullshit me, or she really?
She seems like she believes you.
Yes. Next time I'm here, I will give you my autograph. Not today, because I haven't learned how to write.
We'll get there.
You said you would like to go to the show, right?
Oh, I mean, I've always just been curious what it's like in there.
Well,
I mean, it's a big building. At nighttime, it almost seems like it's alive.
why don't you go with us?
I don't know that would be appropriate.
I mean,
I don't really know you.
we're just friends. We'll have a good time, and
Well, I'm not your friend. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
well, how about I can get you in?
Stranger alert.
How are you gonna get me in?
Well, he's calling for us. We use a. Isn't he? What? Isn't he calling?
probably wrote
like,
down
how'd
a
you guys?
specific
How'd you
number.
guys?
Well,
what's
he-
the ticket situation?
He said we was going to have 5 tickets waiting for us at Will Call.
Only 5.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say. I mean, we walk in with 6. I got a date.
It
You're still a
doesn't.
woman.
You are still one.
I'm just letting you know. You're still a woman. She might not be into women.
I was gonna use her to drop off the note.
You mean the note that you still haven't told your friends about?
You'll never know about.
I'm sure we could hide pig one, couldn't we? Wouldn't it be easier to?
Yeah.
Well, if you get on Skrizz's shoulders and we put a big old cloak on you, it's like you're
Wait.
one person.
Oh my god, you get a little tiny.
You can just ride Benji in.
Kind of like the guy from Beetlejuice that's sitting in the chair.
Chat messages.
I mean, I could always ride in a pocket. It feels like my outfit will be a little hidden, but I could probably make it happen.
You can show it off when we get inside.
We can look into it. Also,
What is it? Oh.
I don't want to. It might be a little bit dangerous for you in there tonight because we are on official business.
Well, maybe once he is a headliner.
Yeah, he'll get plenty of tickets then, and then I promise we'll get you one.
Well, I will hold you to that promise.
Have a good day now. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Oh, my name's Juliana.
Juliana.
Yeah.
Name's Jeff.
Yeah, she just says, "My name's Jeff."
Do you have a
And I'm
pocket
goblin."
watch?
Oh no, I can't afford a 750 gold ticket to the show. More or less a pocket watch.
Oh yeah, I wrote that down right here. The price of a watch.
All right, so we have the
For a gold one,
we have the plan. You guys are gonna go get clothes, make us look real nice, and then I'm gonna go over to the Orzhov Guild Hall, drop something off, and then I'll meet you guys.
If that's what you like to do.
What's the local tailor spot, like the
In this area?
place to get something real nice?
It's probably gonna be expensive.
It's a place
Real
called Pins
nice,
and Needles.
Oh,
That's nice.
So I want to look like Uncle
And
Eddie.
it's in this precinct.
Fucking leisure
There's
suit.
there's a very
Blue
fine
one.
clothes shop in this precinct. It's called Pins and Needles.
okay. Well, we can check it out. Might be.
And I
Yeah,
will
might as
actually
well.
hand Skriznet my 80 gold. Treat yourself to something nice, and whatever the guild's, or not guild, our gravy train's tab is, we'll pay it. I'll pay it.
Okie dokie.
No stealing.
What? Still.
Oh, he said it. Now you can't do it. Sorry. That's how this works.
Thanks, buddy. Didn't know I was a thief.
I just said no stealing. I didn't say you've done it yet. I just said no stealing.
Then
He
why
just
would you
called it.
do
It's like calling the front seat.
All right, here, does this make you feel better? No stealing. No stealing. There you go.
Well,
Here we go. Yeah, we'll go get you something nice. I'm gonna pick out yours.
I'm gonna be Uncle Eddie. I'm telling you. I'm gonna...
got some overalls. All right, let's pins and needles.
So, Elvin wanders off to the Orzhova.
There it is.
His is actually going to be much of a private conversation.
Sure.
In the meantime, what are you all doing?
I guess going to Pins and Needles,
Pins and
getting a
Needles.
nice lunch.
Okay.
We're making a day of it.
Yeah.
So I think Pig is already planning her outfit in her head because she saw what everybody was dressed up like coming out. And is also planning out has already picked out like 3 different group outfits that we could wear, but is realizing that that's probably not the inconspicuous route that we want to take. But she is going to try to find the most audacious outfit possible tonight. So she's ready. Go talk to our friend the tailor, I guess.
All right. So I guess we are heading in to pins and needles.
Okay. So you head in the direction of Pins and Needles, and you see a large glass window. You see various different sized mannequins in the window. The mannequins look automated. They look like automatons. The mechanics behind them definitely look like the Izzet probably invented them. They are some type of, for lack of better, robots. Instead of just standing still, they do slight little turns. They do normal, like, human-type gestures, bows, curtsies. They salute each other. They shake each other's hands. But they are faceless. They have no emotions. Their faces look just like mannequin dummies. No gender or anything like that. The lights inside are bright. You see a few people kind of wandering around, looking at different clothes on racks and stuff. And you can see pretty much way deep inside this store from just the front of the building. You see there's a little sign outside hanging out on a post. It says Pins and Needles, and it's got what looks like the little thing where you stick like the sewing pins in.
Push pin.
like the little push pin things. It's kind of at the end of the sign. You go in, you hear a little bell clanging from the door, and there is there's an elf that's working here, a high elf. She's probably, it's hard to tell how old she is, but she looks young. She has long, very long blonde hair in a long braid. If her hair was not braided up, it would probably be down to almost her ankles. But since it's got in this braid, it's all pulled back in one solid single braid. It almost looks like a big rope. And then again, it almost looks again like it's doubled up. So the braid looks very thick. She herself is wearing a very nice dress. It's red, bright red, it's trimmed in some type of gold lace fabric. She's wearing a lot of jewelry on her hands and fingers. On her wrists, she has bracelets and rings. She's wearing a couple of necklaces. It doesn't look gaudy or tacky, but it all does look very expensive. Her skin is fair complexed. She has bright green eyes. And as you're coming in, it looks like she's talking to a couple of other patrons within the store. But she kind of catches your eye as you come in, and she notices that you come in. And she kind of snaps her fingers and calls over for someone else within the staff. Dressed nicely. It's a human. Human male, probably barely 16 or 17 years old. Has sort of like a bowl cut. He looks like he could be a squire. But maybe he wasn't good with swords. So he's here. And he's got sewing materials and like a tape measure and the pencils that you write on cloth fabric with. He has one of those shoved behind his ear, and he comes up to the elf, and she says something to him, and she's like, "I have to take care of these individuals. Will you deal with this current customer? She just needs to be wrung out." And then she kind of gives the customer a little bow, and she walks in your direction. Well, no offense, but I feel that you've come to the right place.
Why would that be offensive?
You don't look like you shop here, but we're gonna fix that.
Because
Do
we're
you
here.
have a special occasion coming up?
We're going to like a fancy party kind of deal.
We're going to the Hellfire Club tonight.
The Hellfire Club.
Yes.
Is it a masquerade night?
I am actually unsure.
Do you have a schedule?
I don't, but I feel that most nights a masquerade attire would always be welcome there.
I can get down with that.
Excellent. And again, I mean, no offense, everyone has a different lifestyle. What kind of budget are we looking at?
Well, we work for the guild, so money's no issue.
Oh. Well, it can get quite pricey in here, so maybe you want to set me a dollar amount.
You have 80 gold to work with.
80 gold. We could probably work with that, yes. It would take a bulk of the 80 gold, but is that all of your money?
Yes, that is all of the money.
Well, that's a good start. We definitely could make something very nice
If
for that.
more is needed, somebody else
Elvin's
can find
pocket.
it.
It's coming out. Elvin's pocket. He doesn't even realize it.
80 gold per, and how many outfits will
What?
we need?
Whoa! You got a gold period.
Ooh, then maybe you didn't come to the right place.
I thought you said we did.
Not for 80 gold
hi.
for all of you.
My name is Pigwin. It's so wonderful to meet you. Your store is beautiful. I've never seen anything
My
like
father
this.
built it with his own two hands.
Wow, congratulations. What a skilled craftsman he must have been.
I'm sure he still is. He's in jail though.
Oh, well, he's probably doing crafty stuff in there too.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Crafty stuff.
Sounds like an exciting life, maybe. So here's the deal. I'm going to level with you. I'm going to be honest and say none of these fellas know what they're walking into right now. So I know you've got a price that you got to help us, that you have to make your money. I understand how this works. So maybe let's focus on helping us really hit that masquerade look, and maybe we can just fill in with the rest. And just don't tell the other guys, right? But if we need to push the 80 gold budget, we probably can push the 80 gold budget.
I mean, there is always the rental option. I could probably get you enough outfits for your group, but it would be 80 gold total. But you wouldn't get to keep them when you were done. So if this is something that you're wanting to keep, I can work with 80 gold per person. If it's something that you're only going to wear this one time, then maybe a rental would be a better option.
I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm probably not gonna be able to afford tickets to this show for me and the wife. So it's gonna be a oncer for me.
Okay.
I'm good with the rent.
Everyone else is good with the rental.
I think I would want to add this to my collection.
I like your style, sir.
So I'll fork out the 80.
Excellent. And obviously, if I have some left over, I will make sure to get that back to you.
Okay.
And what about you, young sire? And the way that she says it was not condescending. There was a lot of respect. Probably more respect than you've ever received from a non-goblin.
That's why he's not acknowledging, because he's never been called that before.
Hey, she's talking to you.
What does it
Hey,
mean?
Skriz, hey.
Yes.
She's talking to you. Young squire.
Squire.
Young sire.
Sire. Yes, it's Skriznet, not Sire.
Well, I assumed with your crown that you were some type of royalty.
Well, yes, I am, as you can tell. And,
I recognize that crown. I've seen one before. How did you come in possession of it?
flex up a little bit. Well, long story, and I'm willing to tell it.
She seems very fascinated.
And I go through the story of, yes, single-handedly fought off the Goblin army and defeated their king.
Oh my.
Yes. While carrying out this guy right here and dragging this guy behind me, who were both knocked unconscious.
That's incredible.
Yes, so I will need something kingly to wear tonight. I was thinking a nice scarf.
We can definitely make those accommodations for you.
Yes.
Now, were you looking to rent or purchase?
It's probably best I purchase.
Okay.
Renting, it probably would not go well.
Now, again, it will be roughly 80 gold, but you will get to
So-
keep it forever.
I'll split it
mu-
with you, Skriz.
How much is a rental?
It would be, I can probably rustle up, well, since he's purchasing maybe 70 gold for the group.
No,
I-
well, how much for one rental?
Just for your rental.
Not my rental. We're buying mine. And mine's gonna look good. I'm gonna, I might even take a bath for tonight.
Well, since there were so many of you, I was giving you a group discount, but a normal rental can range anywhere between 20 and 100 gold.
Okay. We're gonna range down towards the 20. Or if we'll find something. I have a friend. She's not here yet, but she likes. It's just like a collage of colors. So you just find whatever leftover cloth you have, put it together, make something somewhat fancy, and she will wear it.
I think we can do that.
Yes. She has purple hair, I think. And she's probably about 6'7". And I think she said one arm was longer than the other. So she's got one arm about this big and one real short. And yes.
Part of the Simic?
Yes. I don't remember a tail. Let's just say she had a tail. I can't remember. I wasn't looking back there.
Maybe a couple antlers?
And I know she's got 2 feet. Can we work with that?
Absolutely.
Okie dokie. Let's make this. You know what? Yeah, let's make this a rental.
Okay.
Or you know what? We'll just go ahead and buy it because she might like it and want to keep it.
For your fairy friend, you're so tiny.
That's what I was wondering. Like, do you just have like a scrap bin that I could just like dive in and see what happens?
I mean, we can do one better. You can find the outfit you like, and we can shrink it.
Oh wow, that's fancy. Now,
We can make it bigger or smaller to accommodate different peoples.
I appreciate that.
We want you to look the best that you feel that you can look. We hope to achieve that here. Whatever you feel is what expresses you.
I love that and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm so ready to look nice. I was really, usually I just find whatever scraps and mushrooms and debris from the forest are around. But I'm sure I could shop. I think I probably want a rental though, just because I'm not really sure how easy it is to fly in a ball gown. I haven't done it before.
We could make accommodations for your wings.
Wonderful.
We have to make some adjustments for a minotaur. The pants are going to fit different than they're going to fit on a goblin, and etc., etc.
We're not getting the same pair of pants, are we?
We're just gonna get like the small bottoms to mine.
I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah.
Well, you just,
That'd be awkward. One pair of pants for 2 people is awkward.
Not ideal.
We like to share.
Okay. Well, any ideas? Where would you like to start? Let's start with colors first.
I want purple and orange together.
Okay.
And that dude had a monocle. I want a monocle too. You think I
Absolutely, yes. We can accommodate
yes, with a crown and a monocle?
I
That'd be
think
real
I'd maybe
fancy.
like to look like a bird.
that. Oh. Well, we do have some nice synthetic feathered options.
I just figure if I'm going to be fluttering around anyway. And
Did you have a specific color in mind?
oh, something fun.
How about yellow?
Ooh, we could wear yellow.
Like a pale yellow, I'm thinking. Maybe accented with little black bits on the tips of the feathers.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes, I like it. You see her, like, the gears in her head are kind of spinning. Yes. Purple and orange.
I changed my mind. I want red and black to match my eyes.
I like it. Yes.
With my crown, and I want 2 monocles.
Sir,
I will look twice as fast.
sir, that would just be glasses.
But not connected though. Just two
No, I don't-
monocles to just like.
And we buy you some glasses like mine, and then we just break the bridge off in the middle.
It'd probably be a lot cheaper.
Well, red and black. Got it. Very kingly royalty. No,
Upwards of 1 monocle.
no problem.
1 or more monocle.
And
Yeah, we'll work on the monocle thing.
for a mask.
For a mask? make it look like. A lizard.
Okay. You want it to match the other attire?
Yes.
Okay. So some sort of a lizard. Got it. And for you,
I was thinking something dark but sharp looking.
okay. Do you want more extravagant or simple?
Simple.
Yes, we can accommodate that. I'm thinking maybe a nice suit.
Yeah, that's what I
Maybe
was thinking.
like a black tuxedo. Do you prefer tails?
Nah, probably not.
Ooh.
And the shirt?
Color, probably just white.
White. Okay. Tie?
Black.
Excellent. Yes, we can do that too.
And from
And for your mask?
Fox.
A fox. I like it. Okay.
Well, color me shocked.
And for you, sir.
I like the color blue.
Okay. Do you have a particular shade of blue? Light blue, sky blue, dark blue, royal blue?
Kind of like a faded blue color,
Okay.
and like blue top, blue bottoms. I'm thinking like a hat, like a cowboy hat. You know the shows they put on at the theater with the cowboys.
I don't know what a cowboy is.
So it's these like Western bandit guys, and they're like outlaws. I saw it as a kid.
I think you are looking for what's known as an explorer's hat.
Sure.
That we can accommodate.
And I was thinking for mask, maybe not so much a mask, but like a bandana that can cover kind of the snout and leave my glasses alone, and then like kind of cover the face a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like maybe like a vest over that.
Jacket?
Well, I was thinking more vest.
Just a vest?
Yeah,
Long sleeves?
sure.
Puffy shirts or more conformed?
I like it to be a little functional.
Okay. So a little puffier.
Sure.
Gives you a little bit more free movement.
Yeah, I move my arms a lot.
Yes, I move my arms a lot.
So slightly faded blue for the bottoms, a lighter shade for the shirt, a little puffy, bandit mask, explorer's hat. Yes, I can do that. We can accommodate that.
Let me show you a picture of what I'm thinking of.
Oh, he has a
I
picture.
know exactly what you're
Oh
thinking
my
of.
gosh.
Dumb and Dumber.
Nope, but close.
This is the first thing that popped in my head, and I was like, hell yeah.
Oh.
In a weird way,
He's
that
showing a picture of Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears circa 2002.
for whatever it looks very like so.
It's the jean jacket tuxedo,
So
baby,
while you
with
are
a cowboy
here,
hat.
and for that price, you will be our guest. We will take care of your basic needs, refreshments, and
Do you have
then-
any gravy?
Not here, sir.
Oh, okay.
We do have a nice fruit buffet, though. All the fruits that you can eat. And we have cake.
Oh, the missus says I gotta stay away from cake. The belly's getting a little big. I'll take some fruits.
Very well. So you are within the facility for a while, wandering around. She's like a tornado. She's very calm, but she's very fast. She moves back and forth. You're going into dressing rooms. There are tailors. Several other employees have come up, taking measurements, cutting fabrics. You see that she is some type of wizard. But it looks like the magic that she specializes in is all in alterating fabrics and cloth. It doesn't seem like she's using any sort of damaging spells. It's not
That's
magic.
fireball.
It's not magic that you seem familiar with either. Some of the spells seem like you've seen them, such as Mage Hand and Prestidigitation and things like that. But other magics seem almost illusory. not so much that she's changing it or metamorphing it as she's causing it to just have an appearance of that. After a few adjustments here and there and her back and forth, you've been here for at least a couple of hours now during this whole process. And Rocky comes out first. I need to see one of my masterpieces. And it's like to the letter. The blue bandana mask. He has... It looks sort of like a... it's not really a cowboy hat, but it's kind of got that look of a cowboy hat. It's a little floppier around the brim. It seems to make accommodations for his horns. So to make it not look weird on his head, it goes out a little bit further. The puffy shirt almost looks like a pirate shirt. Around the wrist, it's real loose. You feel this is probably one of the most comfortable shirts you've ever worn in your life. Being a military person, you're used to armor and it being functional, not comfortable.
Starch.
And it's almost like a jean material for the pants.
Yes.
The sizes seem like they fit better than some of the other pants that you've worn, because this has been tailored to fit you specifically, and you kind of are like looking at yourself in the mirror and, so what do we think? What do we think? Oh, wait, one more finishing touch. I forgot. And she sort of flicks her wrist, and this almost it looks like a black and red corsage comes out, and she goes and she pins it on your shirt. That was the last touch right there.
Damn. I look good.
Okay, Rocky.
Does this just scream badass or what?
It screams it 3 times.
All that you're sold. Dang. This is how people feel all the time wearing these comfy clothes.
Sometimes we get to do it every day.
Golly. Well, I can't say it's the wisest expenditure of money. No offense.
None taken.
But, boy, look good, feel good, hit good, roll good with the D20s.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm going to finish up with your friends.
Yeah.
So again, like this flurry, she goes in and makes the adjustments, and Pigwin kind of flutters out of the little dressing room, and she's wearing what looks to be this. It doesn't even look like there's any fabric attached to it. It looks like a dress made entirely of feathers. Mm-hmm. They're long, like a peacock's feathers, and it's multi-layered. It goes down to just past her mid-thigh, so there's a little bit of knee and leg showing, and it's this very pale yellow feathers from a bird that none of you recognize. At the very ends of the feathers are these long black points on the feathers, and she kind of looks like a polka dotted, bird. Looks like a black polka dotted bird. On the back, it's pretty much open, and it's got straps on the front, so it keeps everything up here in place, but she has a lot of room to move her wings around about. And she's grown a few of her own little mushroom add-ons in various places around, like, it almost looks like she's made almost like a fungal belt that kind of goes around it.
I thought it was a nice touch.
Yeah, various
Nice.
different colors too, like red and white mushrooms, and there's a couple of yellow mushrooms and orange mushrooms, and they're in various sizes, but it very much screams her, and she looks fancy, very fancy. They've done some things with her hair, and it's all done up, and she has a very silver, almost like a brush at the very top that is kind of holding the hair in place with a big gem in front of it. She looks super fancy. You guys have never seen her look so put together.
Pig's
all the
just
time
doing barrel rolls to make the, like, in the air to watch the feathers spin around, and, like, flying by light sources to see it, like, flitter off the wall, and just, like, feeling herself in the fullest. And the dress helps her to just look like a little beautiful, chaotic mess flying around.
Oh, and we forgot the mask. What kind of mask are we wanting to complete the outfit?
Ooh. Well, I know I am a bird, so I
Tonight
feel like
you are.
I feel like we got to go with the theme.
All right. So she goes and grabs what looks to be like a normal, almost bandit's mask, and she starts casting magic at it, and it molds and shapes. And you see what looks to be like a small beak form at the end where the nose would be, and these feathers kind of come off of it, almost like a big, almost like Wolverine's mask. And they kind of drape a little bit, and they flow a little bit, but they're firm. And it almost looks like there's another little tiny piece in the front that goes back and rests on top of her head. And it matches. The feather points at the end are black, but all of this appears as pale yellow with little streaks of white. And there we go. I think that completed it.
Wow. I got distracted and didn't notice that I was not a bird for a second. Thank you so much. I'm really feeling this moment.
And she starts to get a little misty.
Honey,
I just
thank
love
you
making
so
people
much.
feel so much better about themselves.
I just feel beautiful, and these feathers are poking me in very many various places, and I could not care less. I've never felt prettier.
I mean, you were beautiful before, and all we did was just
Thank you so much.
make you even more visible. I'm just so happy right now.
I feel very seen. It's probably because of the bright yellow and the gems, but
You're never going to be able to hide in that thing.
I never would.
Everyone's going to see you.
Never would.
Really
That's
hope you're
the
not going
plan,
on a
right?
Stealth mission.
Okay, I'm good. I'm fine.
No, I understand. Thank you.
I feel like we're going to let the royalty go last. I think I'm the most proud of his.
I understand.
Oh, but you're a close second.
Thank
So
you.
it's some of my best work.
Is there a bath, a tub where someone could take a clean off here? Mm-hmm. Okay.
They suggested it.
Yeah.
In fact, they said that you couldn't take their stuff out of here unless you bathed first.
I think when she's
Unless you
showing off her stuff, I come out with nothing, holding a cod piece in my pouch, and I'm like, they burned Skriznet's clothes, and this is always left. They burned it clothes.
They kind of fell apart.
I was going to say they just caught on fire on
Not
their
sure
own.
exactly what was holding them together.
Once they took the dirt out,
single
sweetie, it kind of
string
lost
of
its integrity.
Oh, you're a pretty bird.
Oh, thank you so much. Pretty bird, pretty bird.
So pretty. And about that, he does a roundabout. But nothing. His little goblin bunch. I'm going in the bath. They're still working on my clothes.
She goes and finishes up with Lizica, and Lizica comes out, and he is wearing an all black, just basic suit, basic black pants, basic black jacket. He has sort of a James Bond kind of vibe to him, as you've never really seen him not have a hood or something up. And
That's what his hair looks like. I'm wondering.
it's very slicked back and combed appropriately. And for the first time, really, you get a good look at him, and he doesn't look as old as you guys thought he was.
I lost the bet. I'm sorry, Rocky.
Pay up.
He kind of looks a little grumpy, but that's just kind of how he looks.
What was that?
He's also in constant observation. Even now, it looks like he's constantly looking around the room to see if there's any potential threat coming. He's always kind of on edge. So this fits him. It's very stiff, as he is very stiff. There's no bits of color on his outfit at all. It's all black. The belt, the shoes, everything. And she comes out and finally puts on this black mask that looks like a fox. And it's black. And the only bits of color on his entire outfit are the little red flecks across the eyes.
Ooh.
And how do we look?
Fabulous.
It's basic, but a classic never goes out of style.
This is true.
Well, we had to give your friend a bath.
Thank God. I was. Whew.
It's probably harder than giving a cat a bath.
It was not easy. he bit a couple people.
Yeah, you may want to get what is known as a tetanus shot.
Only a couple. He's getting better.
We're on it. And with that, she goes in and puts the final little bit of finishing touches on Skriznit's outfit. And Skriznik comes out. His crown has been polished. And you actually see that the bits of scrap that you thought were just various scrap, the crown's actually all one color. They've taken some of the tarnish and some of the dirt and some of the filth off of it. And the crown itself is made from this pale copper color. It looks like one solid piece of metal now, where before it looked like it was bits of scrap metal. It's still very simple looking, but now it has sort of a glow about it in the light. It shimmers a little bit. He has his one monocle, as they talked him out of having two, on his eye, and he comes out and it's on his. Which eye would you like it on? Your red eye or your black
The
eye?
red one.
And it kind of magnifies his one red eye, as he's kind of like holding it in with his hand because he's not sure quite how to put this thing on here. And he's kind of squinting with the other eye like this. He kind of looks like he now only has one huge eye. His clothes are all gone. He's now wearing it's like a black shirt with, it looks like diamond insignia, like not real diamonds, but like the diamond. It's like a diamond shape going down the front. The shirt's kind of loose. It has that same kind of fluff on the sleeves like yours, but being all black. And he's wearing pants, black pants with like red stripes down the side, and that same black diamond pattern in the middle of the stripes. He's wearing a big, fluffy, what looks like king's robe, like a king's cape. It's been tailored to fit him. It looks very similar to the one that Krinko actually had, but it's been tailored to fit him. So it doesn't drag across the ground as far. It's got fur all around the edge of it. It's a dark, dark red, maybe a shade or two darker than the diamond patterns on his clothes. His little belt has a skull on it, with little horns coming off of it, and it's metallic red. It looks to be made of a ruby, but you can tell that it's not really a ruby. He has a scepter in his hand that's made out of it's made out of some type of black metal. The top of it looks regal. There's like a plus on the top of it, and on the inside it looks like there's a diamond encompassed with like these almost like claws going around the top of it. And he's kind of itching at his neck because of this cape being on him. But even in his weird, uncomfortable state, he looks like royalty. He looks like a king.
Now you look like a real king.
Just want to rub my butt on the ground.
It's got a scoot.
Skriz,
Where's my cod piece at?
is that you?
It's we cleaned it, and here you go. And it's super shiny.
I put it in the pouch. I'll put this on later. Start pulling at the crop. Stretching the...
Skriz, when you get on that stage in this outfit, people aren't gonna know what hit them. You look beautiful.
hit them. It itches.
Well, that was probably gonna happen either way. Let's be honest.
At least it's a clean ass.
Man, that's why it itches so much.
Well, they did say they had to get a steel wool brush out for a little bit.
One guy's missing a finger.
Oh, you can give it to Elvin. Add
Now,
to
as
his little
far as
doll.
Elvin's outfit, is he going as the female, or is he going
No, he's in the
as
female form for
Elvin?
today. That's what he was when he walked away. And for the
Is
mask,
that how you want to go to the ball, as female, or do you want to go as your normal form?
I got
Continue with your story. I just want to make sure how many times I can switch.
No.
I don't want to be wrong about it because I might be stuck in female until end of day.
Okay.
Unless
I
you
got
break
your
out.
outfit picked out for you.
I bet you do.
Yeah, you'll get to listen back and hear all of that.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Well, we're done with all the other parts. I mean,
Yeah.
I just need to know what we're doing with your outfit.
Hurry up.
I don't remember. I've only played a changeling once. I don't remember. I feel like you can do it once per short
can't do
rest.
So, the female elf, who you've now learned her name is.
Oh.
Go ahead.
All good. I can just use an action to revert myself back to the original form.
Is Lula.
And
Lula.
I will,
She's in my book here. Lula.
yeah, I will.
I had a feeling you guys might come here at some point. I'm really happy that it happened tonight.
I will. For me dropping off the note, I will stay in the woman form, going in as a anonymous messenger.
Okay. Sorry, I have his outfit that I'm doing for his character. It's in my head. You guys will give it to him later and let him do that. So it's just an issue of money. Who is keeping their outfits? That would be 80 gold from you. Are you keeping yours?
Do right.
Are you keeping your outfit forever?
Your regular clothes fell apart, so
Yeah, that's all the clothes I got now. You threw the rest of them out. Yeah, I guess I'm keeping this one.
Because it's such a treasure to see an actual goblin crown. I didn't think I'd ever actually get to see one in person. I'll give you a slight discount. Your outfit, because royalty deserves to look good all the time.
Ooh.
65 gold.
So we're paying before he got there. Yeah, here's 65, and I'm like, here, and I just hand out 80 gold that Ellen gave to me.
So she goes through it and pulls out and gives you the change.
You can put the rest towards the dress.
Okay.
He
That
can-
would cover roughly the rental fee on that.
Yeah, there you go.
And
We're covered there. Yep, keeping my money.
yours will be a rental, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Well, that's not a very complicated bit. We'll say 15 gold.
I can do that.
And for you,
Oh, I plan on spinning so much that every single one of these feathers flaps out into the wind, and I have to collect them also. I hope I could return a rental. Do you have other fairies that would come and rent my dress?
well, I mean, we had to shrink that one down.
Yes.
But possibly.
Oh, okay. Well, then this has got to be on. This has got to be on file at this shop. Like, I can't be the only person to wear this. This design needs to be spread around the world. And I figure if I rent it and bring it back here, then somebody else will be inspired, and they can be birds too. It's been so much fun.
Your rental will be 15 gold as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you for your patronage. And then she hands you a box. And this is for your other friend. If it needs any, based off of the measurements that you gave me, if it needs any modifications or
Look at that
alterations,
stare over there.
you can use a basic wizard spell known as prestidigitation.
Never heard of it. I'm sure this will be perfect.
Or you can bring it back here and we will make the modifications.
Nah, I'm sure it'll be
Is that a
perfect.
cantrip?
It is.
Okay, I can get that whenever, actually.
It's a special sort of magic that we've enchanted it with, and you could alter it slightly, as far as length and stuff, by using prestidigitation.
Or scissors.
Now, while you guys are collecting all your things, your adventure within Orzova. I will summarize. You went in to the Church of Deals.
And you die.
You were greeted by a giant. It's one of the guards of the church. Decked out in full plate armor, carrying a big axe. Not a very stupid giant, very intelligent giant. You asked to be taken to someone to relay some sensitive information to. And they took you directly to the Ghost Council. Word has gotten around in the city about you, and word about the church spread fast.
Fucking tattletales.
You only met one member of the Ghost Council.
Did the person no.
And I will give you the name.
No, I was gonna say it. My question was invalid. It was not gonna matter because I wouldn't have known.
You have never actually met any members of the Ghost Council
Yeah, I was
before.
gonna say, yeah.
You have never seen them, and they met you in one of the lower chambers. You know that in the Church of Deals, the lower chambers is for
Meeting?
the Obsidian, which is the Ghost Council, and other important members of the guild. There's certain areas down in here where secret meetings are held, far from the prying ears of the members of the Guild Pact. They took you to one of these chambers. You met with Zil Zaxaz.
That's hard to say.
Say that 10 times fast.
I will not.
That's sad.
Azuli, Azuli, Azuli.
Got it.
The other members of the council did not seem to be present.
Okay. Gotcha.
You have information.
I mean, oh, why, yes. I have a letter from the church.
What is your real name?
Eileen?
Don't lie to me.
Alvin?
You used to work with the Bellheims. Did you not? You see this this thin, ghostly apparition as it becomes less translucent and more to where you can see it. It looks to walk around, but you don't see any feet. It's wearing a long, see-through robe that you can see completely through it. It has like a skeletal sort of face, and it's holding its hands like this and like together with bony like fingers. Any flesh that was on it, long gone to time. Mostly the skull remains. It's got a hood that's pulled up on top, but it's not covering the entire head. It's only covering this portion of the head. You see, it's as it starts to convey more emotion, it never really seems to take its hands out of this position. Don't lie. I have killed many in my time, and I will indebt your soul to me forever.
I believe you.
Did you not used to work with the Bellheims?
Yeah, I'm Elvin Winslow.
Didn't you die?
Almost. Kind of, yeah.
Word was that you died. Where have you been lately?
Alright, enough with the act, and I'll change back into my changeling form.
We know that you're working with the Order of the Guild Pact. That's not a crime. We appointed the member of their council.
Well, I mean, I agree.
What have you told them?
I haven't told him anything. I mean, it's...
You've suddenly drawn a lot of attention to yourself. Your name is now known throughout. Don't make us regret it.
I see you're very serious. I came bearing a letter from the church.
What is on the letter?
Well, the Bellheims that I used to work for.
We're currently looking for them.
Well, and I'll reach into like my side part and hand them the letter.
Just tell me what it says.
Well, you see, they've been kind of.
And as you're talking, he's kind of floating and never takes his eyes off of you. Floats around you.
From what I understand, they were taking extra money off the top. I mean, lots of people were coming to them, dropping off money, and they were taking it.
What were they doing with the money? That dirty thief.
I'm not really sure, but it seems like everybody's with the Izzet Guild right now, and they're trying to build this bomb, and
You think the money had something to do with that?
well, bombs are cheap. I mean, no, but I think it's a good start.
We hear rumors here too.
Yeah.
What do you know about the serpent?
All I know is a dark elf is talking to random people. Am I supposed to know about the serpent?
I think that the serpent is an actual literal serpent. There haven't been any seen in a while. I think that the Gorgons are on the move.
I already have that written down.
Tell the group.
I already know.
What else is on this letter? Anything of importance?
Draven Bay. The Gorgonites. Shut up. It's my turn.
Something about Draven.
Draven Bay. How do you know that name?
Well, I actually went hunting for him, and I thought he died, but apparently it wasn't actually him.
You were looking for Draven Bay.
You're looking for Agnes.
I thought your last assignment was Argmont.
Yes, but somebody said it was Draven.
Who was?
Who was? What?
Who was Draven? What happened to
Third base.
Argmont?
I'm not really sure.
I told you that. He got killed.
So, Draven was Armand?
Kind of.
Was he a shapeshifter like you?
Not as good. But yes.
Really? And where is Draven now?
I'm not really sure. But I might know somebody that does know.
I think you do know. I think that you're not a very good liar.
Listen, I'm not trying to lie. It's just I've taken in a lot of information recently, and it's hard to process.
So something about Draven Bay.
Yes.
Something about... Who else?
I mean, you have the Izzet Guild.
Something about the Izzet.
You have the Bellheims.
Who is... Just give me the letter.
He's reading through it.
Do you know who all of these people are?
I'm only really looking for the Bellheims.
Has anyone else seen this?
Good news, I'm still really good at my job. Nobody's seen it.
I would be careful with this information and only trust the people you feel you can trust. Because if not, this is dangerous information. You know that we don't broker in information, we broker in hope.
Yeah, that's the MO, yeah.
We appreciate you bringing this information to us.
Do not make our guild look bad.
I can do that, yes.
You should continue working with the people that you work with. It will put us in a much more positive light.
Sounds good. I didn't plan on leaving them. They're actually making me a suit right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna go over to that little nightclub, little Hellfire Club.
That's all really fascinating.
Yeah.
You should be careful within the Hellfire Club.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get going.
Do you have any other information?
No, don't think so. But if I do, I'll come back to you.
It's odd that I meet with you. You've never met me before.
I felt confident going to the top. you
What
know.
made you think that we weren't just going to kill you?
It could have happened, you know?
I told you word has spread fast about your dealings within the Belheim Church. We appreciate you cleansing it.
You're welcome. How you doing?
Business seems like it can go back to normal in that end of town, and that's a good thing. We will keep our eye on your career. Maybe one day you will be in charge of your own.
That's not really necessary.
If you find the Belheims, I want his head.
Nah, I can do that. I've been working on this. I'll reach in my bag and pull out my hand thing.
That's disgusting.
Well, I'll bring his head to you.
Who knew the skin flute was going to be
And-
not the grossest thing tonight?
I see part of your hand. It looks. Did you burn yourself?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's
Well,
something
I'm a
like a
lot
bad
less-
omen. It might be the hand.
I might be a lot less interested in that. I'm very busy, even in the afterlife. Money to count and all of that.
Yeah. It gives an awesome high five.
You should throw that fucking doll away.
But it's kind of like my token. It shows where I've been.
That's kind of serial killer-ish. You probably have a lampshade in your house made from human skin too, don't you?
No house.
That's fucking weird. Okay. You're talking to a dead guy, and he thinks that's weird.
We never saw it again.
I'll slowly put it back.
Is this like some sort of thing you strike fear into people who owe you money? Because if I owed you money and you showed me that thing, I'd give you the money.
Well, now that you said something, that's a good negotiation tactic.
Maybe that's why you're so good at what you do.
I don't even pull it out. I just cut the fingers off, add to it.
You know, I'm the kindest of the Ghost Council. I will report to Karlov. He is the leader.
All right.
Thank you for the bits of information. And if you find out any other information that is pertinent to the discretion of and integrity of the Orzhov, we hope that you will present it to us.
Yeah, I don't have anything to hide from you guys. But yeah, Belheim head, Gorgons moving. Yeah, whole ordeal.
Have a good day.
Oh, I'm gonna have a great day. About to go get my suit.
The apparition vanishes. You're not sure where they went. And you leave. You meet back up with your friends.
Are we meeting outside the club, right?
Yeah, that's what we said to me.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm sitting on one of the benches with his box next to me. I've got your... What the hell? You changed forms! I got... That's what you're wearing. Hell, I don't care. And I throw the box at him.
I'll open it up.
Inside, you find a multicolored. It almost looks like it's patched together from various bits of cloth. Before you realize that it's one continual piece of
This
cloth.
is a fucking quilt.
It's a dress. Every color in the basic rainbow is in just random patterns. These splotch like. It almost looks like rainbow camouflage. It's got big puffy shoulders.
Shoulder pads.
It's long. It's like a formal almost ball gown. And
elbow
there is
pads.
it looks like a confetti style masquerade mask that matches it, but it looks like stained glass.
Don't get it dirty. It's a rental. So I gotta take that back.
We got the arms.
Otherwise,
To,
it's 80 gold.
It's in my name.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, the arms are fitting perfect.
well, you think that until you put the other arm in. The arms was this short.
The gown on you is very loose because he told them that you were 6'7". So it doesn't fit you appropriately at all.
It's like drag.
This is like half tank top and half long sleeve.
He said that one of your arms was shorter than the other.
You said like
Technically, it is.
Yeah, he was like, one arm is like this, and one arm is like this.
You look a little bit like discouraged,
I'm gonna go home.
but you also kind of don't really seem surprised.
I can't even shapeshift in anything that looks like this shit.
Now the lady at the shop did say that you still had some time to go back and have some
Fucking alter this shit.
alterations.
It's for a 6'7" fucking giant. Fucking 5'8".
Yeah, they close early on Wednesdays, so we can't go back.
Group at 7:30.
Yeah, they got an engagement at 7:30.
So you go back to pins and needles, and you're wearing this thing. I assume you shapeshift back into a female.
No, I'm a male, fully wearing.
So you're wearing the dress, and she, Lula, looks at you and goes, "Oh my, oh my, that will not do it all."
This is the
Am I
kind
with him?
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
the measurements off a little bit.
He said a dress. Would you prefer a suit? How do you feel about the colors?
I love the colors.
I was gonna say I kind of think it looks really good. It just looks like it was made for a different humanoid. But
Got it. Oh no, we can.
And is this a tail slot? Like, is this thing on backwards?
There is a hole in this back for a tail, which I didn't understand, but that's the specification.
to be fair, he said he wasn't quite sure whether or not you did have a tail, so he was trying to think ahead.
all I see right now is your bare ass.
Yeah, no, fine.
I mean,
tail.
it looks like you work out a little bit, and that's good, but whoa,
Okay, well,
we can fix this. It's no problem.
I hope so.
Okay. Just give me the. You know what? Just hold still. And she kind of waves her hand, and she casts this kind of like a prestidigitation spell. The dress then forms into a multicolored suit.
Throw that away.
It's a pantsuit.
It's a jacket and suit. You have a white shirt
Called a
underneath
thrift shop.
with it's got a long deep like V-neck in it.
V
So it's
for
kind of
the
showing
bros.
off a little bit of the chest region there.
In here.
There's some like gold chains now around your neck, like multiple gold chains.
Pocket watch.
Now this is what I'm talking about. How you doing?
No pocket watch. Your shoes match. They almost look like they're made out of the same type stained glass material as your mask. So you still are very multicolored,
That's fine.
but it's no longer a dress and it will fit you now. And she kind of comes out and she goes, "Oh, that is so much. But I apologize. I had no idea."
I mean, I was kind of hoping somebody else would wear a dress, but that's fine.
That's all right. You send me to get your stuff, and you don't like it. Next time you just go by yourself and get it. Done running errands for years. I'm grateful. Did my best.
Your monocle looks stupid.
Should have got the other one too.
You should have got. You
I
should have
take
got
the
two.
I throw the monocle and I just run out of the store.
It doesn't break.
It doesn't break.
I still run out of the store, and I look in the window and I'm like,
And
I can tell if the kid pushes his face up against the glass.
you guys leave. Does somebody pick up his monocle off the ground?
I'll
Pig
pick
has
up.
it.
Yeah,
Pig has
we'll
your
get it as we leave.
You meet back up outside. There's still about an hour or so to kill before the doors are going to open, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I'm not talking to you.
I know you guys didn't get to fight any monsters tonight, but that was still a lot of fun.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's how you do a shopping episode right, guys. and
There we
gals.
go.
That's how you do it.
I'm like a bird.
We will be back next Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Time. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. I see that we had some messages in chat. Sorry we weren't able to get to them.
I got them.
Never mind. We did get to them.
Yeah, fuck you guys. We got him.
So if you like what you saw and you want to watch more or watch some of our previous stuff, we are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are on about every social media platform ever. Just search for Initiative Syndicate and you'll find us.
Skrizzle's not showing his nipples.
Thanks again.
Yet.
And we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Deuces.